Please take the time to visit podsurvey.com/peasants to complete a short 21-question survey. Participants in the survey will be entered into a chance to win a $100 Amazon gift card. The survey can be taken multiple times, so feel free to visit back each month for your chance to enter the drawing. Please help to support the show by using our Amazon links located in the description anytime you purchase anything from Amazon. It's a great way to support the show while just going about your normal business shopping on Amazon.com. Also, check out our storefront for Drunken Peasants recommended merchandise. Patreon pledges of $5 or more will now receive 2 private shows each month. In addition to the private shows, Patreon pledges of $10 or more will receive the Drunken Peasants post show after each episode of the Drunken Peasants, Ben and Billy's monthly shitty movie review, and regular behind-the-scenes vlogs with Ben and Billy. Sign up anytime to catch the future shows as well as past content. If you want to catch the post shows but you're not a patron, click the join link below this video to become a member of the Drunken Peasants channel. In addition to each post show, you'll also get special badges and emojis that you can use in the Drunken Peasants live chat. Streamlabs will be open for the duration of each episode. Click the link below to send us a message. Donations $20 and above will be read out through text-to-speech and will require our immediate attention. All donations below $20 will be read at the end of each segment. Keep an eye out for our weekly Streamlabs goal, which if we meet, we will do an extra show the following week. If you find any content you'd like to see us cover on the show, send it to drunkenpeasantsinbox@gmail.com. All submissions will be reviewed for possible usage in a future episode. Click the Discord link in our description to join the Drunken Peasants Discord. Interact with other Drunken Peasants fans in text and voice chat, as well as the peasants themselves. Visit the Google Play Store and download the Drunken Peasants app to catch the audio version of the show while you're on the road. In addition to the app, the audio-only version of the show is also available through iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify, SoundCloud, and other audio platforms. That's all we have for now. Enjoy the show.
Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Say, man, you got a joint? No, not on you, man. It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
From the strangest corners of the internet, here to bring you opinions of the world from an altered perspective. Here are your hosts, the Drunken Peasants.
Oh, hello everybody, and welcome to the Drunken Peasants Podcast, episode 517. 517.
517.
517.
I'm literally counting the episodes till 666. Like that's like 600, whatever. We'll do something big 600, but 666, we're gonna summon a demon and maybe sacrifice a fucking goat.
Demon. Oh, Onision's coming back.
On 666?
No, I don't know. Summon a demon. I don't know.
Maybe we'll sacrifice a goat and then eat it. Like, it's not animal abuse if we eat it, right?
I mean, if you want to be the one to have to deal with that, because like be my guest.
Halal food is pretty gruesome. Like they drip the blood out, right?
You have to be a Muslim to prepare halal.
Yeah,
food.
I'm not gonna do halal though. I'm just saying, like, if we just like sacrifice a goat and then eat it, it's not as bad as like halal food as for the animal is, right?
I'm not even going down this.
You don't think so?
Path with you.
How you guys doing?
yeah. We have Lawrence joining us again with Milwaukee Atheists, and then we have a new guest for the first time. Introduce yourself to the people.
Hi, Johnny Drivebye. How you doing, everybody?
And so, from what I understand, you're a carpenter / atheist YouTuber. So you're like a skilled tradesman / atheist YouTuber.
Yeah. Jack of all, master of none, one of them guys. So.
I don't. There's not a lot of carpenters like that are popular out there, right? There's
Jesus.
Bob Vila.
There's Jesus
and Jesus. Yeah,
Jesus.
those are the two.
He's the
right?
new Jesus.
Years ago, There was that show Kids in the Hall that used to be on TV, the Canadian sketch comedy show.
Yeah.
They did a sketch one time where they like acted like they discovered some of Jesus's actual carpentry, and it was all shitty. They were like, "Oh, clearly Jesus wasn't a carpenter of the finest ilk."
I like that.
Yeah.
Can you be mad at that if you're a Christian? Like, because they're.
I mean, you can get mad at anything for any reason, right?
Yes. Like you can say what you want about Jesus not existing, but you can't really knock his carpentry skills. That's fucked up.
There's nothing in the Bible about his carpentry skills.
Really?
Yeah.
How do we know he's a carpenter? We just give him that job afterwards?
Usually you take on the job of your father.
His dad was a...
I mean, his father, as far as everyone around him was concerned, was a carpenter. So
I feel like something got lost in translation there.
No.
Okay.
So Billy, what is the meaning of this?
Billy's mind.
So that's what that looks like.
Yeah, I hadn't seen a vagina before.
There was a bunch of these memes floating around out there. I love it. I love your face.
I'm just a boy.
You're just a boy.
I'm just a boy at the Lusty Lady.
Yeah.
It's not there anymore. That's history. That was actually probably one of the last views through the window of a girl in the Lusty Lady, because we went in there after the Lusty Lady closed down.
Oh, really?
That.
Oh,
yeah.
that was after it closed down.
Our buddy was a mopper
for
there.
those of you who don't know, the Lusty Lady was a coin-operated peep show in downtown Seattle near the Pike Place Market.
Yep. Yeah, there's the old joke that the guy walks by the fish market and he's like, "Hello, ladies," but then he walks a little further and walks by the Lusty Lady and he's like, "I thought the fish market was that way."
You're gross.
What? That's
You're
the
gross.
joke. The blind man joke.
So,
what?
Want to throw a few things out there. We're already doing one Patreon private show that we have scheduled later this month. Just to let you guys know, we have a goal of $4,500 on Patreon. If we get that, we're going to do a second one. We're already over 4,000. I think we're at like 4,056, something like that. Please contribute, even if it's just $1. Oh, and by the way, today I made a Patreon post, basically just thanking everyone who's ever supported us. It's not asking for money. It's not asking for anything. It's basically just a thank you. And talking about like plans that we have going forward. It's a public post, so even if you're not a patron, you can go read it right now and you can comment on it. So if you go to our Patreon down below, it's it's either the most recent post or the second most recent post. So
it's a good read.
Yeah, it's a good read.
I read it and I was like, "Oh, what a sweet message." Benjamin.
I got that. People were calling me a sweet boy.
Really?
Yeah.
It's gimmick infringement.
We had a few people who they said, we don't watch that much or we don't watch it all anymore, but we wish you all the best. And that's, I was just looking for positivity because I get so much negativity all the time.
Really?
It was okay. But speaking of negativity, so what were you doing the last few days?
Oh, I just got back from overnight shoot with my my friend Joe.
Yeah, I know. You sent me a naked picture of Joe, an unsolicited naked picture of Joe.
Yeah. Well, I actually have to pick up exactly what you said because I don't think the word unsolicited is warranted. You said, "How's it going there? Is it full of hot Onision fangirls or a bunch of corpse midgets?"
Because I was picturing since Onision doesn't have a lot of fans anymore, that it was like mainly just like the corpse midget demographic of his fan base that showed up.
And I said, "No corpse midges, but it's okay. I had Joe to cuddle with." And you said gross. So when you said gross, I had to show you.
You sent me a naked picture of him.
naked picture of Joe, so you knew it wasn't gross.
There was no other option. He had to do it.
And then what did I say after that?
"I'm going to kill you, you nasty shit."
Yeah.
Oops. But yeah, we Greg wanted to shoot in like a swimming pool. So he looked for locations that had swimming pools, and the closest one he found was in Yakima, Washington, 3 hours outside of Seattle. And we got there, and the swimming pool wasn't heated. It was an indoor swimming pool on the top of a cliff.
Was it cold as fuck?
It was cold as fuck. It was 32 degrees.
Yeah.
And so we couldn't even use it for what we wanted to use it for. 3 hours later, and this house was like haunted. It felt like it was Shining
Johnny
era.
Drive-by tell Dusty the cockatiel that he's a beautiful bird.
Johnny Drive-by, the owner of Dusty the Cockatiel would like you to tell Dusty that he's a beautiful bird, if you could, please.
You're a beautiful bird.
Yeah, there you go. You got it. Thank you.
This is also he is a beautiful bird.
I was hoping you'd get to the interesting point, but you're
What?
still.
What?
I was hoping that you would say you'd tell us where Onision had to sleep.
He didn't have to sleep anywhere.
Oh, he didn't?
No, he chose to sleep in his car
Why?
because he didn't want to raise any suspicions.
He didn't want to be accused of rape.
He didn't want to be accused of anything because people constantly
Onision rents
make
out a fucking home
Yeah.
in Yakima, Washington, and has to sleep in the car, so no one accuses him
He
of being
didn't
a
have to.
perv.
He chose to because because everybody.
Oh, you mean like I choose to pay taxes and I choose to eat every day and I choose to breathe?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And he chose not to give people the option to turn on him if they ever wanted to. And we told him, we're like, fuck it, dude. If you sleep in that car, we're going to tell everybody you touched us anyways.
Yeah.
But it was a sweet party house. It was like there was no staircase in it. So there's this old ass elevator we had to go up and down in. I thought for sure I was going to get stuck in there and have to bang Joe to survive. It was rough.
I think we're going to get directly into the news, and then I've got some other exciting stuff that we're going to do.
Get into the
you know what?
news.
Also, before we get into that, I want to let you guys know we're doing 3 shows in a row.
Yeah.
So today's the first show of the week. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we're doing the second show of the week, and the bonus show is actually going to happen on Thursday, and then we'll be back to our normal schedule the next week. On tomorrow's show, I'm very excited because we're bringing on some guys that I think are going to end up being on a bit more regularly.
Benjamin says they're really fucking cool.
Yeah, and if you want to check them out, you watch the last episode of The Altered Perspective on my channel. They're Hannibal and Monty. They're the host of Hannibal and Monty's Shit Show, and they're super funny guys. They fit with the format really well. And one thing, a good guest when instead of complain, see, there's 2 bad things an audience can do with a guest. They can either complain or they can just not say anything at all about them. But when you get actual positive feedback on a guest, that is insane.
Yeah, no, I remember when I was a first guest here. Pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty big deal. A lot of positive feedback.
Another thing is
people love
we
me.
didn't have to watch a lot of the videos necessarily. I mean, we did watch some of them, but the conversation went naturally for quite a while. Yeah.
It's going to be a fun one. They're here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Woo. And then I'm going to be going on a vacation this weekend. So if you guys are in Las Vegas, hit your boy Bill Fridge up because I want to eat donuts off your butthole. I don't want to do that, actually. It's not keto. But that's why we're not doing it Saturday. Oh, no.
Oh, no, you turn into a blue screen.
Blue screen of death. Get Lawrence back in here, please. But that's the plan.
I'm still here.
Well, your
but
video
the issue, the issue is that it was lagging out a lot, so I decided to turn off my camera and see how that went.
You're the blue boy now.
I'm blue. Abu dee abu die.
You're in need of a guy?
That's
I'm
me.
in need of a guy. But yeah, we're not going to be here Saturday because of me. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, yeah. You're the one to blame.
It's true.
All right. DP Action News.
DP Action News.
All right. So this is the first story I wanted to cover. This one's pretty funny. Did you hear about the UFC fighter that someone tried to mug? It's a female UFC fighter. She's a straw weight, which means she weighs about 115 pounds.
Hey.
They said she's about like 5'2". And this guy came up to her in Brazil, which is where she's from, and tried to mug her.
Yeah, I heard about this on the Morning Wood.
Oh man, Pimp Monk stealing all of our shit.
Classic.
Yep.
Until, you know, some piece of trash decided he was going to rob a 5'4", 115-pound damsel in distress.
5'4".
He'd be the one in distress.
Yeah, look at those fucking guns, dude.
Yeah, and she's ripped.
Yeah. Yeah, but like, you know, in her normal clothes, just going about her day, you might not notice that she's ripped.
A 5'4" woman, you're not going to notice that at all. You're going to think, oh, it's easy target. Let's knock her in the head and take her purse.
Yeah, and it's not just, but it's not just her strength. Because obviously men are naturally stronger than women. It's her strength and her training combined that made this guy no match. And they're going to show what he looks like.
UFC fighter Pollyanna Vienna, she was having none of it. Suspect approached her, demanded the cell phone, said he had a gun.
The gun was fake, by the way. It was like made out of cardboard.
Yeah.
He had it.
So she threw two punches, a kick, and dropped the clown.
Yep.
Look at that shit.
He got messed up.
Yeah.
This is why
I didn't
woman
see the pictures. It's crazy.
Every woman should be a UFC fighter. If every woman was a UFC fighter, we wouldn't have men like this. And they're blaming it on fucking men. Like they said, oh, toxic
If
masculinity.
every woman was a UFC fighter, then every dude would get the shit beat out of them by their girlfriend or their mom or like whatever.
So let's have some toxic femininity. I'm tired of being blamed for all the shithead dudes out there. Like I'm not out
What
here.
if everybody was a UFC fighter?
Everybody? So like all of our jobs were to like beat the shit out of each other?
That'd be pretty cool,
Yes,
actually.
Absolutely.
There's no more need for money. You just beat the shit out of somebody.
No more hospitals. Sorry, all the doctors are busy fighting.
Well, that's okay. We don't need hospitals because we're fucking in tip top
Hold
shape.
on, we don't need hospitals, but we're constantly fighting.
Yeah, we're in tip top shape.
UFC fighters go to the hospital.
We lick our wounds.
UFC fighters.
It's called natural selection.
Oh, okay. So that's where we are now. We're basically Roman gladiators now.
What if we're all UFC fighters like part-time and then we're part-time doctors and shit like that?
Doubt he had no gun. What he does have? A broken face. You never mess with any woman, especially Pollyanna Vienna.
I love to see this guy looking like that.
Right out.
I really wish more women were capable of doing this though. Like I love this. I really do. I really do. I can still beat her ass, but
I mean,
I could beat her ass. I'm 6'2", man. I'm 375 pounds of pure flab.
She has conditioning and she has technique. I'm not saying you couldn't, but I wouldn't totally count her out.
I just like the fact that I don't have to defend a woman. She can defend herself.
Damn it, that would get me.
I think I have a maybe Billy would just sit on her.
No.
I mean, if he could catch her,
there's
no doubt she could outrun him.
I'd probably give her the old rope-a-dope. I'd let her swing at me a few times.
You're Muhammad
and when she
Ali
got tired, when she got tired, I just put her in a headlock.
So you're sure she'd get tired before you?
Well, I could take more hits. I could take like 150 hits. And she gets all winded and slow, and then boom. Snap her in a fucking nightmare suplex.
Sure.
Nightmare suplex. Take her to Suplex City.
Yeah, good one.
Dude, I'd pay good money to see Billy take somebody to Suplex City.
Dude, I had an idea earlier.
Oh, yeah?
How much money would people pay to see Onision cage fight somebody and possibly get his ass beat? Dude, it's like Floyd Mayweather. Only he's not as tough as Floyd Mayweather.
Who do you think Onision's biggest opponent is? Probably Repsion, right? Let's do Onision versus Repsion.
No. How about Shane Dawson instead?
Oh, Onision versus Shane Dawson? My money's on Onision.
Are you sure? Because if he got beat up by Shane Dawson, that would be so hilarious.
I would watch either way, but I feel like Onision could take Shane Dawson.
I mean, he might be able to.
I don't see Shane Dawson as a fighter though. He's more of a lover.
Okay, well, let's find someone same age, same size.
So is Onision. So I hear.
Yeah.
Onision's got that vegetarian body though. He watches a lot of
doesn't mean
anime.
shit.
He watches a lot
What
of
the
anime.
fuck does that have
He
to do with anything?
He probably knows karate from watching anime.
You don't learn karate from watching anime.
Jiu-jitsu? There's got to be some moves he picked up.
Jiu-jitsu?
He probably picked something up in that anime.
Shut up.
You don't think so?
Shut up.
I watch wrestling. I know
You
how to
are past
powerbomb
the
somebody.
point of ridiculous.
I know how to powerbomb somebody because I watch pro
Here's
wrestling.
another picture of of the guy being held. You notice she's wearing a UFC shirt while she fucking calls the cops on him?
That's her?
I'm pretty sure that's her.
Her arms are like covered in blood.
Yeah, look at his face is covered in blood.
Well, yeah, but
She beat his face in.
I'm looking at her now, and she looks tougher than I thought she would have.
Yeah. I mean, there's pictures of her looking all feminine, like modeling photos I've seen, and then there's the photos of her, in the octagon after she's taken a few shots to the face.
She looks tougher than he does back there.
Fuck yeah.
Damn. I love that this guy got the crap knocked out of him. So what? This girl versus Onision?
Dude, how much does he weigh?
Onision?
Yeah.
Probably like 170?
Okay, well, she weighs 115. They would have to be within 5 pounds of each other for it to be fair. That's why they have weight classes that are like within 5 pounds.
Well, I think
So,
Repsion weighs more than Greg.
If
I have no idea.
If I hadn't arm wrestled Repsion, I'd be like, yeah, let's see this. But I arm wrestled Repsion and beat more than once. Beat him like in a split second. So I have very little faith that Repsion could pull it through. I don't know.
I just like the idea.
I haven't arm wrestled Greg.
That
though.
you want Greg to fight somebody, but you're like, no, not Repsion. We need somebody tougher. It's fucked up. It's fucked up. Like maybe Greg versus Social Repose.
Oh my God, bitch boy,
slap fight. But maybe I should just fight fucking Onision.
Okay, dude. Oh, but then people would find out it's a work because you would never really beat up Onision.
No, I beat the shit out of him just to prove a point.
If there was a purse,
yeah. Let's put $10,000 on the line. Me versus Onision.
Okay.
I'll whoop.
Well, I mean, we can just selling tickets and pay-per-view. The purse can be a percentage of the overall. And then the loser gets a little bit too.
A bonus percentage.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to fight him without like making up a bunch of rumors about him first.
He doesn't need that. He doesn't need rumors.
But I need personal rumors. I'll be like, oh man, Greg tried to tickle my tummy with nuts and honey.
Okay.
It's a Honey Nut Cheerios commercial.
Yeah. Here we have Mike Pence. He calls for Congress to address the border issue.
We're going to begin, of course, with the government shutdown now entering day 18. President Trump showing no signs of backing down, making a primetime address to the nation tonight and then traveling to the border on Thursday.
Democrats will have a response as well. This Friday will mark the first missed paychecks for 800,000 federal employees who've been furloughed or...
So now we're finally at the point for all the dickheads out there that have been like, oh, no one's not gotten paid yet. It's like, okay, now they're not. Now they're not getting paid. Do you? I mean
that, and there are people that are arguing that we're totally fine without with the government being shut down. See how well we do? Everything's just fine. And it's like, well, people aren't getting paid.
I used to work
a pretty big issue
for a huge telecom company, and could you imagine if like the board of directors there couldn't decide on how to appropriate the budget that year, and because of that, no one working there got paid, or everyone at the bottom didn't get paid until they figured it out? That would be fucking crazy, and everyone would quit because you couldn't fucking you'd have to hold a gun to my head to get me to do that shit for free. Okay, so like TSA, I know that job sucks. I see it in the faces of people who do it every time I go to the airport.
Yeah. But they're going to get paid when they come back to work. When the government comes back, they'll get paid, right? They're going to get back pay? Is that?
I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know if that's true or not. I would have to... If anyone knows about that for sure, let us know in the... Do you guys know? Do they get back pay or... I'm sorry, what did you say?
I think they do.
Okay.
I wonder how much money people aren't getting paid, so we could maybe take some of that GoFundMe for the wall that people were donating to and have it reappropriated to the people that aren't getting paid while we wait to get the wall funded. That'd be nice.
Working without pay. The shutdown extends through Saturday. It will be the longest on record. Our chief White House correspondent Jonathan Karl spoke with Vice.
You know, it's hilarious. Even when Trump was saying Mexico was going to pay for the wall back in the day, there was a bunch of people that correctly said only Congress can decide whether or not the wall is going to get paid for or not.
Yeah. And like right now, people they're not only not getting their paychecks, but people who are like on food stamps aren't getting their food stamps. There's all types of shit that's not
Why
going
didn't Trump
through
try
right
to
now.
fund the wall when he had the super majority, like right when he started?
So because he knew he couldn't get it done then either, but now he can blame it
On the
fucking
Democrats.
Dems. Yeah. He's passing the buck.
You know, I kind of believe you there.
President Pence just moments ago starts us off from Washington. Good morning, John.
Good morning, George. The vice president said the president will portray this as a national security crisis at the border. But there is a real credibility question. I asked the vice president about the repeated false statements and inaccuracies coming from the White House on this issue. Thank you, Mr. Vice President. The president told Democratic leaders that the shutdown could go on for months, even years. Is he really prepared to keep the government shut down that long?
I think President Trump is prepared to do what's necessary to address what is a real humanitarian and security crisis at our southern border.
Yeah, like our
Look,
TSA
John,
agents not getting their fucking paychecks.
Right.
That's not pretty humanitarian.
I have a video later on that addresses something really interesting. I'll point it out when we get to it.
the American people deserve to know that the situation on our southern border has become, as the Washington Post said, a bona fide emergency. 60,000 people a month. And for the first time on record, the vast majority of those are families, unaccompanied children, and it simply is overwhelming the ability of our Border Patrol and Customs agents to be able to address it. We need new resources. We need to build a wall.
Oh, no. There you go. You just kind of like put that part in. That's the only part that's really stopping this right now. And you're not even going to build a wall. You're going to build a fence. I've said it like 100 times. You've changed what you wanted to build. You're still trying to sneak it in there because your fucking supporters are too fucking stupid to realize that you're doing the old bait and switch on them here, and you're not actually going to build a wall. You're going to build a fence. Oh, you know what? It has to be a see-through wall. It has to be a wall we can see through so we can see who's on the other side. Dude, if the fucking wall is effective enough, you wouldn't need to see who's on the other side. Sorry.
Let's build a Great Wall, like Great Wall of China.
I mean, that's kind of how he described, or like a Berlin Wall type thing. But by the way, the Berlin Wall was nowhere near as long as a coast-to-coast 2,000-mile border wall would have to be.
I better build Canada too then.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've never heard that suggested. Why don't we just build it, on each coastline too? They could take boats here.
I think maybe
we should build a giant dome like in the Simpsons movie.
That wouldn't be bad.
That would also be a good waste of money and time.
We should just get those guys that take those trucks to Home Depot pick up all the workers.
Someone in the chat just said, when you say fence, you make it sound like a picket fence in someone's backyard. When did I say that? When did I say that it was in someone's backyard or it was a picket fence? I mean a fucking steel bar fence. It's a fence. It's not a wall.
It's in the manatee's backyard.
I mean, no, but I'm being serious though. How can you call that a wall? It's clearly a fence. We already have a bunch of it at the border. It's a fence. Walls are not see-through unless they have windows on them. A wall is solid. A fence is see-through. A fence is metal pieces or wood pieces or whatever. Here's, an example is, I lived in a place at one time where I had brick walls surrounding my backyard. It was a brick wall. And then I lived in another place where I had chain link fence, a metal fence. There, now I made it sound like it's in a fucking backyard.
Well, if you can't see through a fence, does it make it a wall?
Not necessarily.
Okay, I'm so confused.
Fences are made out of segments.
This is why Congress isn't funding it. It's too confusing.
What he's proposing is definitely a fence. Are you aware that fences and walls are synonyms? No, they're not. Fuck you. Fucking crazy ass troll.
Ben's a big wall enthusiast.
I don't have 4 fences in my room. I have 4 walls.
Right. Okay, yeah, let's replace the walls in your house with fencing and we'll see. I'll be like, oh, same thing, right? Same thing.
Does a wall have doing?
So anyway,
we need the Congress to come to the table and work with this president to address this crisis once and for all.
But more broadly, how can the president how can his word be trusted on this when he has said so many things that are just not true about this crisis? He said that Barack Obama has a 10-foot wall built around his house here in Washington. You know that's not true. He said that some of his predecessors told him that they wanted to build a wall, but all 4 living presidents have now put out statements saying that they never had any such conversation with the president. And then you saw Sarah Sanders say that nearly 4,000 terrorists come into the country every year, and you know that's not true either.
Look, I think it's established by now. Everybody knows our president is a liar.
I just Googled fence. I just Googled fence.
Right.
Barrier. None of the synonyms here. Oh yeah, right there. Wall.
Damn it.
Wall.
Ben, you got fucking outed.
Oh no.
You got outed.
Whatever will
Ben.
I do?
You look like a fucking idiot now. Cancel the show. No more episodes.
I gotta retire now. I gotta retire now. It's over. It says enclosure wall.
Enclosure and then wall.
But it has this here.
Yeah, that's tricky. Why is it got? Is it a semicolon? Is that what that is? Semicolon?
Yeah.
Why not just a comma? It's a semicolon. Damn it. A stockade? Can we build a stockade?
A hedge. Okay. So fence, wall, hedge, all synonyms. So let's build a beautiful hedge on the border.
Why aren't we just putting like fucking seeds down there and making a big brambleweed hedge?
Why don't we make big chia pets
big old
at the
thorny
border?
fucking wall of wood and thorns and bramble? That would be badass. Nobody can get through that shit. Let's just put the fucking Amazon.
Nobody would dare go through some bushes.
Yeah, you ain't going through sticker bushes. I tried to rob my neighbors one time, and they had these raspberry bushes. I cut my shit up. I wouldn't go through raspberry bushes, not for freedom, not for anything. It's too bad the border isn't in the Northwest, because blackberry bushes grow like wildfire here. I don't know how they grow down in the desert region of Mexico and Texas. But we could easily have a wall of blackberry
I want
bushes.
a hedge,
A delicious hedge wall.
Onision can move the blackberry bushes from his backyard over to the wall. And he'll be helping out the government.
That's a great idea.
That's freedom right there. Need something to get my boy back on
Border
the good graces.
hedge.
The border hedge.
I had a stockade. I used to work at a zoo, and they had a stockade where they kept the dumpsters in there. But it was basically just to hide the dumpsters so all the guests at the zoo couldn't see it.
What if we got a wall of meat and all like the coyotes and wolves?
It doesn't say it's a synonym here.
What, for fence?
Don't violate the sensibilities of the Tism Lord in the chat.
Yeah, Ben, you're arguing over a semicolon here. It says enclosure wall. That's a fence. That's a wall. That's a wall.
Enclosure wall.
Yeah, I don't know. That is confusing.
Yeah, that is weird.
Trump should just say he's building a palisade. Everybody's like, fuck yeah, let's have a palisade across Mexico. A rampart? I'm here to talk about rampart. What's a circumvallation? That's a rare synonym for fence. Circumvallation.
Circumvallation.
If we had a wall of meat, all the wolves and fucking crocodiles and badass animals would be there. Nobody would want to cross that wall. They'd be like, nope, I'll get eaten up.
Ooh, a hurdle. A hurdle is also a synonym for a fence.
We can't call the fence a hurdle because people jump over hurdles all the time.
Yeah.
We're building a hurdle. Only the strongest, highest jumping Mexicans will get into our country.
Hurdle is also a verb, you know?
Yeah. I think the best stupid idea I've had was to build the fucking American Gladiator aggro crag from Guts or something. So that to get through, you have to American Ninja Warrior through a contraption, and once you're through, you win citizenship. If you can't get through, you gotta go back. That's cool. I like that.
How can the American people trust the president when he says this is a crisis, when he says things over and over again that aren't true?
Well, look, the American people aren't as concerned about the political debate as they are concerned about what's really happening at the border. And that's what the president...
Figuratively.
Figuratively. I'm baiting.
He literally has them figuratively.
How does a politician not worry about a political debate? That's what I'd like to know.
Credibility. I mean, the White House said nearly 4,000 terrorists come into our country. That's not true.
John, nearly 4,000 known or suspected terrorists were apprehended attempting to come into the United States through various means in the last year.
Overwhelmingly at airports, not at the border.
Yeah, but 3,000 special interest individuals, people with suspicious backgrounds that may suggest terrorist connections, were apprehended at our southern border. Last year alone, 17,000 individuals with criminal histories were apprehended at our southern border. Literally billions of dollars of narcotics flow through our southern border. 90% of all the heroin that comes into this country that claims the lives of 300 Americans every week comes through our southern border.
And you think a wall's going to stop that, you fucking imbecile?
It doesn't.
You know, it comes to the southern border, right? So, like, if we put a wall up, then they're not going to be able to fly anything in, right?
Right. They're not going to be able to keister
You know, I think it'd be pretty cool if, like, let's say we built a wall, and the Mexicans built a catapult and just started catapulting over, like, huge bags of coke.
Southern border.
Oh, shit. Here's the Trump speech right now. Live.
Encounter thousands of illegal immigrants trying to enter our country.
Live.
We are out of space to hold them, and we have no way to promptly return them back home to their country. America proudly welcomes millions of lawful immigrants who enrich our society and contribute to our nation. But all Americans are hurt.
And by the way, immigration is not being funded right now.
Migration. It strains public resources and drives down jobs and wages. Among those hardest hit are African Americans and Hispanic Americans. Our southern border is a pipeline for vast quantities of illegal drugs, including meth, heroin, cocaine, and fentanyl. Every week, 300 of our citizens
Fentanyl's
are
manufactured
killed
in the
by
United
heroin
States,
alone.
too.
90% of which floods across from our southern border. More Americans will die from drugs this year than were killed in the entire Vietnam War. In the last 2 years, ICE officers made 266,000 arrests of aliens with criminal records, including those charged or convicted of 100,000 assaults, 30,000 sex crimes, and 4,000 violent killings.
Is he talking about people in
Over
his
the
cabinet?
years, thousands of Americans have been brutally killed by those who illegally entered our country, and thousands more lives will be lost if we don't act right now. This is a humanitarian crisis, a crisis of the heart, and a crisis of the soul.
The stats that have been shown recently show that drugs and criminals and people that are suspected terrorists come in through airports way more often than people actually sneaking across the Mexico border.
There's a reason why we find big bales of fucking drugs in the ocean off boats that get dumped because they're getting raided. Like, there's so many other ways to get this shit into our country.
Right.
And for him to make the idea that this wall is going to help that, it's just going to change the method of delivery.
There's already tunnels, too, as I've been saying forever, ever since the wall thing came around.
To secure the border and stop the criminal gangs drug smugglers, and human traffickers. It's a tremendous problem.
Thank you.
Our proposal was developed by law enforcement professionals and border agents at the Department of Homeland Security. These are the resources they have requested to properly perform their mission and keep America safe. In fact, safer than ever before. The proposal from Homeland Security includes cutting-edge technology.
Was that some classic hyperbole, or are we really going to be that fucking safe now?
Yeah, I mean, he's the king of hyperbole, right?
Request
I
more
wanted to
agents,
believe him right there.
immigration judges, and bed space to process the sharp rise in unlawful migration fueled by our very strong economy. Our plan also contains an urgent request for humanitarian assistance and medical support. Furthermore, we have asked Congress to close border security loopholes so that illegal immigrant children can be safely and humanely returned back home. Finally, as part of an overall approach to border security, law enforcement professionals have requested $5.7 billion for a physical barrier. At the request of Democrats, it will be a steel barrier rather than a concrete wall. This barrier is...
It's the Democrats. That's why you're not getting your Berlin Wall. Your king-size Berlin Wall.
Want and need. This is just common sense. The border wall would very quickly pay for itself. The cost of illegal...
Someone's got a lot of background noise there. Not sure where it's coming from. It's coming from one of you two guys there.
The border wall would very quickly pay for itself.
We have requested
Order
from
right
Congress.
now 4 easy
The wall
payments of
will
border
also be
wall, and
paid
I'll send
for
you some Trump
indirectly
steaks.
by the great new trade deal we have made with Mexico. Senator Chuck Schumer, who you will be hearing from later tonight, has repeatedly supported a physical barrier in the past, along with many other
He's playing
Democrats.
the "you're a hypocrite" card.
They changed their mind only after I was elected president. Democrats in Congress have refused to acknowledge the crisis, and they have refused to provide our brave border agents with the tools they desperately need to protect our families and our nation. The federal government remains shut down for one reason, and one reason only, because Democrats will not border security.
No, they won't fund
My
the wall
administration is doing
or the steel
everything in our
slats.
power to help those impacted by the situation. But the only solution is for Democrats to pass a spending bill that defends our borders and reopens
I need to
the
refresh
government.
myself.
This situation could be solved in a 45-minute meeting.
Wow.
I have invited congressional leadership to the White House
This
tomorrow
motherfucker's holding the country
to get
hostage.
this done.
For a fucking
Hopefully,
wall.
we
Yeah, but he
can
says
rise
it's their
above
fault.
partisan
And he says
politics
it's
in
because
order to
border security,
support
but he means the
national
wall,
security.
which isn't a wall.
Some have suggested
physical
a
barrier.
is
Oh, you
immoral.
just said it.
Yeah.
Then why do wealthy politicians build walls, fences, and gates around their homes?
Oh my God, you're going
They
there.
don't build walls because they hate the people on the outside, but because they love the people
Okay, do
on
they
the
have
inside.
the fucking
The only
Mexican
thing that is
desert
immoral
between their front door
is
and
the
their and
politicians
the street?
to do nothing and continue to allow more innocent people to be so horribly victimized. America's heart broke the day after Christmas when a young police officer in California was savagely murdered in cold blood by an illegal alien who just came across the border. The life of an American hero was stolen by someone who had no right to be in our country. Day after day, precious lives are cut short by those who have violated our borders. In California, an Air Force veteran was raped, murdered, and beaten to death with a hammer by an illegal alien with a long criminal history. In Georgia, an illegal alien was recently charged with murder for killing, beheading, and dismembering his neighbor.
Okay.
In Maryland, MS-13 gang members who arrived in the United States as unaccompanied minors.
So basically what he's saying is immigrants are more likely to be criminals, is what he's trying to say.
Well, let's just put it this way.
Yeah, that's the thing he's trying to get across. And the funny thing is that I can just picture it like in Trump's head. Is he thinking that like Obama's just sitting at home with his wall and he's like, oh, I can't believe that all these drug dealers are trying to get on my property? Like that's his.
I don't know what's going on.
If this wall was gonna stop these fucking guys from getting into the country, then maybe we'd consider the fucking wall. But it's not going to stop anything. These fucking guys want to get in. They're going to get in. Most people just come in, fucking overstay their visas.
Yeah. And then like a lot of people who cross the border go, I mean, they take boats around the border. They go out into the ocean where there is no border and no one, there's not going to be a floating wall, last I heard. Might rust now that it's steel slats. Anyway, let's listen to Trump a little more.
Congress pass a bill that ends this crisis. To every citizen, call Congress and tell them to finally, after all of these decades, secure our border. This is a choice between right
Everybody
and
tweet
wrong.
the White House right
Justice
now and say,
and
give
injustice.
motherfuckers their food stamps.
This is about whether we fulfill
fat
our sacred
pig,
duty
piece of shit,
to the
garbage
American
human.
citizens we serve.
Feed the fucking poor.
When I took the oath of office, I swore
quit the
to
fucking
protect
wall or start
our
digging your own
country.
fucking grave.
And
This
that is
over.
what I will always do. So help me God. Thank you and good night.
All right, there you have it. There's President Donald Trump, first address to the nation there in the Oval Office. Went about 9 minutes or so. It's time to check the facts, see if he was.
All right, now CNN's going to be like, yeah, this is all bullshit, which I'm not surprised they do. So yeah, I wanted to grab that while it was live. And you know what? Actually, I think now's a good time. We'll continue the news segment in a moment here, but I'd like to get the audience to weigh in on this.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
And you can, or you can ask us other questions with it, which I think you probably will. So yeah, in the Patreon chat, anyone who's a patron that qualifies, feel free to ask us any questions you may have, and then we'll move on with the news segment after a few minutes. Billy, keep your eyes peeled for interesting questions from the people.
I'm very angry at
Fucking face palm. The president is so fucking stupid. The teleprompter must be working overdrive. Fun fact, a crap ton of crimes are more likely to be caused by citizens than illegals. Why would illegals want a spotlight on them?
There's definitely illegals that like take advantage of the revolving door. They get extradited and come back into the country. That does happen. We should focus on that shit though. We should get a fucking team of Dog the Bounty Hunters. Then when someone gets kicked out, we fucking keep an eye on those motherfuckers. I'm pretty sure we could fund $5.7 billion for that.
Get in trouble for saying
going to Mexico and bringing someone back?
No. He was on like someone secretly recorded him.
Oh yeah, he did the Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he was a naughty boy. He did the neighbor word. Not a fan. But we could hire brand new Dog the Bounty Hunters to just go fucking scope. We have the fucking CIA, FBI, and shit like that. When someone gets kicked out, we keep a fucking eye on them. Billy, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you love Timothy McVeigh? Like 3?
Am I a proud American now? That's Spirit Flame, who's Canadian, asking. No.
I'm a real American. How long until the Peach Saliva episode?
We haven't talked to her, but I'm pretty sure I could get her on.
Let's figure that out.
Yeah. We should see if Pat will come on too. It's weird because like Peach Saliva, she's like a decently tall ginger woman, and then her boyfriend Pat is like a very small little ginger man.
Tiny.
Yeah.
Tiny. Ben, are there plans for a third, more permanent host?
Not. There's some people I'm thinking of asking to be on more frequently, but you know,
I would like to have duos, like two people that come on like maybe once or twice a month together, and we can switch that out with other people, like have different duos that are always on together. I think that would be fun. A-Spec says Billy admitted to dropping the M-bomb on the last post show. We don't talk about the post show in the public. If you want to know about the post show, you have to become a patron member and talk about it there. So I disagree with anything that was said about the post show.
This guy sent me a video of him doing our intro. But I swear to you, this isn't the guy that actually did our intro, but this is him imitating it. Check this out. Check this out.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants podcast.
Pretty good.
That was pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, that was Dusty. That guy's name is Dusty.
Is he a beautiful bird?
No, he's a person.
Huh. Yeah, Boobry says, yes, Billy, have duos, and later you could have a specials with a 2 versus 2 versus 2 competitions and shit. We actually thought about doing some revolving round robin hosting thing when we did like multiple episodes. One day, I think episode 420, we did a 6-hour show where we filmed 3 episodes. We were talking about making that a round robin thing where we had 3 different hosts like switch up and pair differently. We got ideas, man. We just got to make sure that they work out with everybody involved.
Hypothesis sent a Streamlab, and I don't know if we saw it. I'll read that really quick.
You should read it, yeah.
Keep a lookout for questions. We're just going to take a few more before we move on. Just letting things load up here.
Optimus Prime.
Did you hear that Pokemon, the first movie, is getting a 3D remake? Also, this might be my last donation for a while because I had to have a friend going through financial troubles. Hey, that's a good reason alone, but we don't care if it's just because you wanted to buy an extra Happy Meal or whatever. Like, I don't care. It's your money. But we're we feel very fortunate that people give us any at all.
Yeah.
And by the way, because there's more people watching now than there was when I mentioned this earlier, check out our Patreon. I made a post today. It's just it's a post of gratitude to everybody. It's not like a hey, we need money post. It was just me letting everyone know, kind of what's going on, what to expect, and thanking everybody who supported the show. But one thing I do want to mention on the show here is if you do want to support us and you're not, we're trying to get to 4,500. And if we get that, we'll do another. We'll basically do a private show, an extra private show for everybody. So those of you who would, you might normally give us, $20 through Streamlabs, I would say give us 10 and then throw 10 more onto Patreon or something so we can get it up there. And then anyone who's new who just wants to see the library of all the stuff that was made in the last year, you can check it out.
I did see the trailer for the 3D Pokemon movie.
You did.
I did see it. It's like a little teaser. I'm not that excited for it. I haven't seen the first Pokemon anyways, but I do want to see Detective Pikachu. That looks funny. Chris Xavier says that was such a sweet letter to the fans today, Ben.
Yeah.
Oh. It was though. It was a nice little read, and I was there throughout most of this fucking last year. So a lot of stuff Ben said, I really can attribute that it was a big thing. It's all real there.
Yeah. Yeah. Hard times and a lot of uncertainty for a while.
Do we have any other Patreons we should read?
I think all the other Streamlabs, except for Tech. You said, Ben, I read the message you sent to Patreons earlier. I think you speak for everyone. I think I speak for everyone when I say we appreciate you too. Thank you. Wow. Sweet boys.
Sweet boys.
We also got one for $10. Thanks for another show. You're welcome. I mean, we like doing them. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and the guy who sent us the attempt at the intro vocals sent us a $10 stream or super chat.
Yeah.
Thank you. And he also became a member.
Hey,
that's cool, man. Now that you're a member, you'll be able to catch the post show and everything too. So that's a quick reminder, everybody. If you want to just see the post show, you can become a member. If you're a $10 patron or above, you get the post show and basically everything else.
And somebody else in the Q&A chat asked, how close am I to my weight loss goal? I don't actually have a weight loss goal. I'm just losing weight and changing my fucking life. I think my weight loss goal is to get like a hot model girlfriend that pays all my bills. Get me like, I don't know, Natalie Portman. That's my weight loss goal. Get so thin and hot that I can bang Natalie Portman.
Liar! Liar!
That's my goal.
G-Man's here. No. There's a G-Man soundboard. There's so many great ones. This is my favorite, though.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Preaching to the Choir Ministries.
Of Preaching to the Choir Ministries.
I don't think he's fixed that yet. I think he still says that.
He still says that. He will always still say that. I almost think he does it on purpose.
No, that's how long his brain can work before it has to recharge. That's kind of like processing noises. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everybody does it, but you would think if it's something that you say hundreds of times, that eventually you'd get it to where you didn't need to do that.
Yeah, well, the very first episode that we watched on the private show recently, his very first video, he did the same damn thing. It's always been there.
Here's I hope I say her name right. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Is that how you say it?
Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. I would say it like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty close.
You know what? That dancing video that came out of her, I watched the original version of that.
It was cute.
And there's credits at the end, and they call her Sandy at the end. So she must have went by Sandy, kind of like Obama went by Barry for most of his life until he got into politics.
Yeah.
So here's she was interviewed by 60 Minutes. And she said some stuff that's divisive,
all right,
to say the least.
You don't talk about President Trump very much.
No.
Why?
No. Because I think he's a symptom of a problem.
What do you mean?
The president certainly didn't invent racism, but he's certainly given a voice to it and expanded it and created a platform for those things.
Do you believe President Trump is a racist?
Yeah.
I can tell you what. I'll tell you what about this woman. She really, I think deep down inside wants Trump to win so that she can run she can run, 2 elections from now rather than 3 elections from now.
Yeah.
She's not old enough to run now. You got to be 35. She's 29. She's the youngest congressperson ever elected.
Okay.
She's got to wait till she's 35.
Will she be 35 by the swearing in of the next election? Because if she gets sworn in...
No, she will not. 2025,
if she misses 2020?
Yeah, I think so.
I think she can run as long as she's 35 by the time she's sworn in.
Right, but she no, I don't think she'll be old enough. I don't think she'll be old enough.
I think she needs the 4 years to just
We would have to do the
herself.
math on it.
I think she needs the extra 4 years to solidify herself as a real candidate. So I think she definitely needs that. Anyways,
she's laying the groundwork right now to try and be a heavy hitter.
She should be.
Some people like her, some people don't, but
some
enough
people like
people
Trump.
on the left, she is more populist in many ways. So
no question.
How can you say that?
When you look at the words that he uses, which are historic dog whistles of white supremacy, when you look at how he reacted to the Charlottesville incident where neo-Nazis murdered a woman versus how he manufactures crises like immigrants seeking legal refuge.
And I'll tell you what, between now and then, they're going to do everything, like the other side will do everything they can to fucking make sure she's not the candidate. They don't want that.
Well, they don't want that, but
she's going to try to, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if they pull an Obama with her and have her speak at the convention.
They should. She's everything that we need right now to make people excited about coming out to vote, right? That's what she is. Trump made people excited to vote for him. Didn't make the independents excited. Didn't make the old guard excited. It made fucking people come out and say, hell yeah, this is something different. It's time. We need somebody like that on the left. That's what we need. Beto maybe could have been that.
But who's going to run this time? You see what I'm saying? Like, and then what'll happen is when they run her, it's going to be like when Obama ran, where there's going to be a new president no matter what. So both sides have to do their primaries and find out who the fuck is the next person. And that puts them in a way better position to try to win. So, I don't know. This is just kind of how I see it right now, unless she fucks up so badly that, you know, it's not even on the table anymore.
Maybe they'll give Elizabeth Warren the run this time around.
She'll lose.
I think she will too. I would love it if she won. I like Elizabeth Warren politics-wise. I do. But I don't think she can invigorate the liberal base. I don't think that's possible. I think that they're all kind of sold on her being too closely affiliated with Hillary.
She's making statements like Trump would, only the opposite.
Yeah.
So now she's going to be like, yeah, she's going to double down on the Trump racism.
On our borders, it's night and day.
In response, the White House Deputy Press Secretary told us Congresswoman Ocasio-Cortez's sheer ignorance on the matter can't cover the fact that President Trump supported and passed historic criminal justice reform and has repeatedly condemned racism and bigotry in all forms.
In all forms that can be noticed by Donald Trump. This guy...
in all forms. That's just not true.
You look at the slumlord history of Donald Trump in the 70s and 80s. Like, he was using things that were very racist to make big money. There's a history there. He's been affiliated with fucking David Duke, right? He's been affiliated with...
Not really.
Okay.
You're talking about Trump?
Yeah.
Trump wasn't affiliated with David Duke. They were like, hey, David Duke supported you. Are you going to disavow him? And at first he's like, I don't know. Like, I don't even know.
He's like, there's good people on both sides.
No. Well, that was something different. But he didn't. It wasn't that he was affiliated with him. It's that he didn't disavow him immediately, is what they were saying. So we got to be careful how we position.
Yeah, I guess if I could be friends with Onision, Trump could be friends with David Duke. That's fair.
All right, but yeah, it's true. It's true. Trump didn't condemn the bigotry when he said there were good people on both sides at a place where white supremacists hit a bunch of people with their car and someone died. You know?
I mean, this is what I would have said if I was Trump. I'd be like, there's stupid people on both sides. Because there always is.
Here's another story. Starting today, ex-felons can register to vote in Florida. And I agree with this. I agree, like, you know, if you've been out of prison for a while and you haven't repeated any offenses and you've turned your life around, why should they keep your right to vote? I mean, like, why would they treat you like a prisoner the rest of your life when you served your time and actually reformed? You know?
Yeah, I just don't trust it when Florida is the front runner on something.
Florida, man.
I know.
Some Republican lawmakers in Florida are trying to delay a measure that will restore voting rights to about 1.4 million former felons. Voters approved Florida's Amendment 4 with about 65% of the vote back in November. The law is set to go into effect today. It does not apply to all ex-felons, like those with murder or sex offense charges. CBS News national correspondent.
Yeah, and that makes sense. Violent criminals who have murdered and committed sexual offenses. Yes, we probably don't want them voting. They're probably not going to vote in our best interest. But someone who stole a car or something like that.
Now that 1.4 million rapists can vote, rape has been legalized in Florida.
Lawrence, I lost you for a second there. What did you say?
Me?
Oh, I just said that. No, me. Yeah, I just said that they're just gonna vote for like murder being legal.
Yeah.
So kind of like almost exactly the different thing.
We're gonna fight to get murder on the ballot.
Well, I think it's something we should talk about because right now the rich are the only ones that can get away with it.
Rich own the prisons.
Yeah, let's build a prison across the border.
Profit.
We can send all the prisoners down to the border to like
a big wall-shaped prison.
A big wall-shaped prison. And they can
There
go
we
work
go.
the wall like Castle Black and Lord of the Rings. Or no, Wall of Games, Game of Walls. What's that show called? Game of Thrones, yeah.
Game of Walls.
They could work Castle Black and they could work their time off. And they could defend the wall against intruders. And then if they successfully defend the wall, they maybe get a nice little plot of land further down the wall. They can raise a family and train dragons or whatever the fuck they want to do. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. The Purge. I wonder if we're going to have a Purge war scenario where like the Purge, like one country purges against another country. The Great Purge War. Mexico versus America. That'd be a good movie. I'd watch the shit out of that.
How about real life Hunger Games? We'll like divide the country into 4 quadrants.
Maybe.
And select, a certain amount of people from each area. Oh yeah, it has to be children too. Isn't that funny? Like that's the funniest part about the Hunger Games. It's children. Everyone gets a bunch of children, makes them fight to the death.
Well, it's not fair to make adults fight, right?
Yeah, just televise and profit off of it.
Yeah.
Here's Kim Jong-un could be on aboard a mystery train. That sounds fun. So like, is it like,
Is that like a mystery box?
I thought it was like on the train they stage a murder and you have to find out like who done it.
He's a big fan of escape rooms.
Escape rooms.
Dinner theater.
He might even be. I mean, if he wanted, they could have them build an escape room in his house.
He's like, everybody thought North Korea was horrible. The truth is, this whole time people have been starving. It's because they're in an escape room. If they get out of the room, they can have dinner.
Yeah.
Largest escape room.
Kim Jong-un's escape room is like one of his death camps. He's like, rock me up. He tries to escape.
Oh, no.
Tonight, we're following some intriguing developments that may involve North Korea's Kim Jong-un. Let's go to CNN's Brian Todd. Brian, could the North Korean leader be on the move?
He could be on the move as we speak. Wolf, getting new information tonight that Kim could be on a train.
Look at the guy next to him.
Pyongyang's
Look at that motherfucker.
Somewhat mysteriously.
See how he has to
in the
walk?
Oh,
Wouldn't that
man.
suck to have to walk behind that dude and like do the weird kick your leg out walk? Why can't he just walk normal?
Night hours. There are indications he's headed to a meeting with his top ally.
Look at the faces of all the soldiers.
Because they're singing.
They're all making like
Loompa, Doompa-Dee-Doo.
No, they're just waiting for Kim's dick to just be shoved right in there.
I think so.
To get a customary briefing before he likely meets with President Trump. On the eve of his birthday, North Korea's ambitious and brutal dictator Kim Jong-un appears headed to a crucial meeting with his chief ally, China, as he prepares for a possible second summit with President Trump. South Korean media reports a distinctive armored train like this one left Pyongyang in North Korea for Beijing, China in the middle of the night, with at least one newspaper reporting Kim was on board. CNN could not independently confirm the reports. But if Kim was on board, analysts say it would be in keeping with Kim's complicated, often testy relationship with Chinese President Xi Jinping.
His fashion is so weird. He always has 4 pockets. He always has a wide collar. His shirt is always like one color with like stripes on it. It's like a dark gray with like these stripy ridges.
His dad was like, get out of your fucking pajamas, put your suit on, we gotta go public speak. And he's like, once my dad dies, all my suits are gonna be pajamas.
Hey, Billy, steal Spirit Flame's joke really quick. So
we need Hunger Games with babies. That's what we need. Just imagine a whole bunch of babies out there like having to fight and kill each other in order to be adults. Like just just to grow and be toddlers? That's what we need is Hunger Game with babies. See, y'all think I steal the chat's jokes. I just make them better.
Jinping, including previous secret train trips to China for the two men to meet.
It is a little bit like a mafia leader going to see the big Don before a meeting of the Consigliere or the other Dons, not because he loves Xi Jinping. In fact, all indications have been that Xi Jinping and Kim Jong-un hate each other, despise each other.
Love or hate, experts say Kim knows he needs the Chinese leader to keep goods flowing across the border between the two.
He's such a little schlub. I mean, even compared to like other Asians, he's a little fat turd. You know what I mean? Like,
you can't say that about the supreme leader.
Oh my God.
He's more man than you will ever be, Ben.
I mean, yeah, he has more body mass than me, for sure.
Yeah. Exactly what I mean.
You know he's really good at basketball?
That's what people say.
Did he fuck his shins up or something playing basketball?
I have no idea.
I hear he shits rainbows too.
I heard he doesn't poop.
Two countries to sidestep sanctions.
they're just rainbows.
And
You heard
Xi
wrong.
wants
Fake
Kim
news.
to keep the dialogue.
Kim Jong-un is 5'7", according to Google, anyway.
With the United States going.
348
It's a great
pounds.
honor to have President Moon of South Korea with us.
Believing it's in China's interests for Kim to drive a wedge between the American president and U.S. allies South Korea and Japan. All of this, analysts suggest, could signal a second Trump-Kim summit sooner rather than later.
We're negotiating a location.
Oh, yeah. Right back in the best interview place in the world, right next to a roaring helicopter. Yeah. Oh, I love that piercing, high-pitched sound that keeps, impaling my eardrums.
Is there video of Obama having conversations like this in front of helicopters?
I mean, I can't say never, but I've seen dozens of videos from Trump that are like this.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous.
This is the best face I've ever seen Trump make. Like a lot of times you see him making the duck face, and this time he has I don't even know what to call this.
This is the puckered anus face.
The puckered anus face.
His lips look like a puckered anus.
Will be announced probably not in the not too distant future.
Tonight, there is growing speculation over just where that location will be. Sources familiar with the planning tell CNN
it's going to be on the Lolita Express.
Trump administration has sent scouting teams to
Murder
multiple
on the
cities in
Orient
different
Express.
regions, including Asia, in recent weeks. One source says Bangkok, Thailand, Hawaii, and the Vietnamese capital Hanoi have been visited. If he flies long distance, analysts say Kim would most likely have to borrow a Chinese plane, as he did when he flew to Singapore in June to meet with President Trump. Some experts say Kim's got a fleet of Cold War-era Soviet-made planes which are poorly maintained and might be challenged with a long flight.
They're extremely old. They've been refurbished, but I wouldn't trust. I flew on them because I had no choice. If he's got a choice, he should stay off of North Korean Airlines.
But Kim has been photographed on a presidential jet nicknamed Air Force Un, which some aviation experts say could make a long trip. Despite logistical and security concerns for the paranoid young dictator, some analysts believe Kim will venture far.
Oh, whoa! He almost went for the booty grab.
Get a little chunk.
Yeah.
If it means another meeting with Trump.
Kim Jong-un would have concerns, but he needs the world stage because part of what he's doing is trying to help Donald Trump create theater rather than take concrete steps at denuclearization. So he'll want a place where he can get media attention, but not a place, I think, where protests are possible, which would undercut his security and his propaganda message.
All right. So we're going to move on to the next. You know what? I've compiled a list of photos. And honestly, this next segment is just going to be us laughing at a bunch of dick jokes. So these are photos that were captured. Awkward moments with boners. Awkward boner moments. And actually, for those of you in the chat and those of you watching after the fact, if you have a penis, I'd like for you to share your personal awkward boner stories with us. And if you don't have a penis, have you ever been in a position where you noticed someone had an awkward boner around you in public? Here's picture number 1.
Wait. Are you sure he's not laying on his stomach and that's his tail?
Tail?
Yeah, it's because his hat's facing the other way.
How about okay?
Yeah, the classic human tail.
Yeah, someone said awkward boner moments. Yeah, like you're walking around in public and you got like a big fat boner and you don't want anyone to notice.
You know, it happens. According to Ben.
Look at okay, here's another one.
Well, that's in case he falls. That's a safety boner. It'll catch him.
Oh, like it'll hook on?
Yeah, it's got
All right.
it's got a talon. It's like it becomes a talon.
Oh man, I've seen people wear these kind of suits before too.
Well, that boner might actually be green screened in.
You think so?
We're not sure that's not CGI.
He's the human green screen.
Yeah.
That girl on the far left is like looking directly at his dick.
Yeah, the girl next to the red-haired Opie motherfucker.
Yeah.
Stiffy Cunningham over there staring at the guy's boner too. They're like, oh, look at that big green boner. Yeah, that's weird.
Let's see. Oh, whoa!
Down
He's just so
Periscope.
happy.
See, the wall's not stopping that guy.
He could just
fuck his way right through it. Yeah.
Well, he can just pole vault
Pole
over
vault
it.
right over that thing with that massive javelin. He's way too proud standing there with the boner. Wait, are you sure he doesn't just have his hands in his pocket like he's reaching his keys out?
Don't dance with this guy at the wedding.
I think he might be pulling keys out of his pocket, and that's just the angle we see as his pocket being stretched from the reach.
Look at the one woman's got like her hand facing, like her palm facing down towards the floor. I don't know what she's doing.
It's because her grip is pointed towards magnetic north for boners. So like the hands are beep beep. Brrr. She wants to grab it. She just wants to grab it. I like how somebody digitally altered that circle into the boner sphere. Is that
the
what that
boner
is?
sphere?
The boner sphere. This guy's he's just hanging out on his couch.
I like how there's a sign behind them that says hard hat area.
She's definitely not wearing a hard hat.
Oh,
there's a box of tissues right next to that chair. He faps in that chair. Those tissues aren't there to blow his nose.
All right, let's see the next one here. Oh God! Huh?
Yeah, this one's a little disturbing.
Yeah.
He's just waiting for one of those girls to lay down and like look up.
I'm going to the next one. Some of them might be good people, but some of them might cross the border in a small red bathing suit.
In a red Speedo and have awkward boners behind your children's head. It's weird.
This is why Onision wouldn't sleep in the house.
That's unfortunate. This guy's drooling with a damn boner on the train. And that girl's sitting next to him, clutching her purse.
Next to him.
She's afraid
so
that
uncomfortable.
Yeah, she's afraid that boner's gonna get up and steal her purse. She can't do it. This guy.
Oh man!
You think he cut the sleeves off that camo shirt, or you think it came without sleeves?
They look cut. They look very frayed, but you know they could have.
I do feel like this guy was like, man, this camo shirt hides my guns. I need to cut it off so when I'm on the train, girls will see my boner and
dude, I am
my
never
massive
falling
muscles.
asleep on a train or a plane ever again. Because who knows? I don't know.
What? Someone's gonna take a picture of your boner?
I don't know how often I get boners while I'm sleeping, so I don't know. You know, you never know.
You don't have sleep paralysis? Your boner just takes over and controls your life?
I have yeah. I have sleep petrification. Yeah. All right, here's the next one. Okay.
Oh, he doesn't even know he has a boner because
fat guy boner.
He can't see it below his gut. He's like, "Do I have a boner? I don't know. We're gonna have to have faith."
And she's like looking at him like, I see what's going on here.
She's like, she knows she's about to wear the undercarriage of his gut as a hat tonight. She's gonna drape that shit over her head while she goes to fucking Tickletown on the pork sward. Shabab, shabab.
I like how his face is all hidden. Let's see what else we got here.
Should use the liquefy to make the boner a little bigger.
God, just don't wear this, okay? Just don't wear it. Is that why the girl up front has that look on her face too?
Oh yeah, she's like, she's doing it on purpose. She's got a little tongue lick. She's like, Daddy's got a fucking husband's bulge. He's just fat dicking around.
Oh my God, you did not. All right, here's another one. Okay, another sleeper.
Yeah.
It's not too awkward. Just, I don't know.
What? Can't fault this guy.
This was too much for him.
100%.
I think he's got a pair. I think he's got a pair of boobs in his face.
Yep.
I think that's probably why. And he's wearing like track pants.
She's got some good sized boobers there too. I think you can see by the way it crevices in her sports bra. And then the girl behind him obviously has that warm.
Oh, he's got boobs on his face. His head is totally like smashed between two sets of boobs.
He's in a sarcophagus of hotness. And then there's like a sickly Ryby in the background.
Sickly Ryby.
Damn. Why couldn't we get that black bar over the bulge?
Is the Saint? He's just aroused by St. Patrick's Day decorations.
He's got a 4-inch clover.
What else we got? We got 3 more. All right. Yeah.
Is that a period stain on his arm there?
Oh, no.
The look on her face, like, someone please help me.
Yeah. Fuck.
I feel like there's like a symbiotic relationship with his boner and her thigh. It's like crawling its way into her dress. That's not good. She's thick though. Like that's forgiven. That's forgivable.
Here's the last one. I saved the best for last. Here it is.
Beautiful.
Oh no, I'm riding on a boat with Hillary. I'm pretty surprised I can get a boner when I'm sitting this close to her.
There must be some like hot blonde babes on the beach that he's waving at.
Yeah, that's what he's doing.
He just cracked off a
They're cruising on their little boat by a nude beach. That's what's going on.
And Donald Trump's driving? Or is that Scott Kahn, his dad? What's fucking the Kahn dad? I don't know. Old men in boats with boners. That's fun. So this meat inspector segment, is it going to come back, Ben?
I don't know.
You just kind of sprung this
Did you
one
like
on me
it?
tonight. Well, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to start taking pictures.
You
of
always
you.
okay.
I gotta catch you with a boner. We'll bring it back.
You always find a way to talk about dicks, and this way it actually fits with the show. Instead of you just going off on a tangent about dicks and making it sound like you're some kind of dick hungry pervert.
No.
Now you can talk about it all you want.
This is a revelation for everybody right here. I'm not the only one that talks about dicks. I just talk about them in a way that's so fucking appealing that you can't help but remember we're talking about dicks. Everybody else, Ben brings up a segment about dicks. Every time somebody else talks about dicks, nobody cares because they're not the poet that I am when it comes to the fucking bulge.
No.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to open up the floor once again.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions, and I want to have them answered immediately.
Another opportunity for you guys in the Patreon chat.
All right,
To
Patreon
ask
chat.
any of us here questions.
You can ask bulge-related questions, but you're not limited.
Oh,
to
you're
them.
back now. All right, he was like, I don't want my face on here with all these boners.
Actually, I lost my mic before, so I had to switch over. So
That's cool. Actually, you sound a little better now. You're because I think you were a little too far away from the mic, and now you're coming in a little bit better now.
Okay.
Awesome.
Oh, it all worked out really good then.
Yeah, and you missed the boner segment. Do you want me to do it over
Yeah,
again?
I saw it.
Okay. Are you sure? Okay.
We've
Yeah,
never done that
I
one
saw
before.
it.
Ben just surprised me with it. I was I was. A
Someone
little
said,
shocked.
"What's up with all the dicks?" Okay, we used to have a segment called "Dick or No Dick" on here before. That was done multiple times. I think I thought it was funny because especially when I was a teenager, I knew what it was like to get a boner in public and have to try to hide it. And it used to happen to me a lot when I would go to the gym and run on like the treadmill there. If my shorts were just a little too tight, it would conjure up a boner. And then it's like, whoa, I either have to stop, or I would put my hands in my pockets to like hold it down so it wasn't like sticking out straight. Because I'd wear like basketball shorts like I'm wearing now,
If I get a boner, I just go knock over girls' drinks with it. I'm like, oh, sorry, my boner knocked over your soda. Can I get you another one?
What are those pants called? Zubas or whatever?
I wish, yeah. I wish they had some Zubas in my fucking size. I might be able to get down to Zuba size.
Some people were just saying this is the first time they watched in a while, and the first thing they saw was the brand new. This was the first time we did the awkward boners. Hey, you know what? People are always like, you always do the same thing every time.
So Ben's like,
you know what?
Let's give him something
awkward boners.
Let's do awkward boners.
Diversity.
Was there anything you watched as a kid or from a long time ago that could be considered racist today? Yeah,
Song of the South.
Well, yeah.
That's mine.
Was Heckle and Jekyll racist?
I don't know.
I feel like it was.
I watched an old Porky Pig Looney Tunes cartoon one time. It was on TV, and they kept using the Jap word because it was around like World War II era when it was made.
Yeah.
And Warner Brothers and Disney used to animate like propaganda shit.
Yeah.
Dr. Seuss too.
Yeah, a lot of propaganda.
Yep.
I think a lot of the propaganda that was made, commissioned for the military, is all public domain as well.
What about Captain America?
Well, that wasn't commissioned by the military.
You're right. It wasn't commissioned by the military.
Yeah, but
it was like propaganda.
But there's a lot of propaganda that was commissioned from the military by like the Warner Brothers people and stuff.
And Dr. Seuss,
and it's all public. Maybe we should dig up old weird propaganda and play it on the show.
I've played some old like film, like the old educational films about like what to do if you realize, someone's a homosexual or something like that. Yeah, it's
what
really
is it?
weird.
It just say suck 'em.
It was basically like this, late teens, early adult guy became friends with this like older man and then started realizing like he didn't want to be his friend. He was a homosexual.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Cynic says, if MasterCard and Visa and Patreon banned you, would you say it's a private company? They can do what they want? No.
What? Hold on. It is a private company and they can do what they want.
But we'd still bitch about it.
I'd bitch about it. Okay, I would complain about it happening, but I wouldn't say that it wasn't their right to do it.
I'm not taking away their rights.
No, that wasn't the fucking question. The question is, if they did this, would you say this? And yes, I would say that. I would also complain, especially if it was bullshit, but they still reserve the right to do that.
I think that we should take away their rights as a company.
Yeah, it's great taking away rights. That's always a good thing.
Homosexual. You could tell because he smelled good and washed behind his ears.
You don't want to catch the gay, Billy.
I mean, I'm not much of a catcher anyways.
He's got a whole like music room behind him. You see that?
Yeah. Pool cues on the wall too?
Yeah. He's got a whole
cave?
drum kit and an amp, like a half stack.
We got a man cave?
Yeah.
Hey.
Wow, all kinds of half stacks going on over there.
Types of fun stuff. Wasn't Mr. Popo actually based
way
on
cleaner than Jared Genesis's room too, and he still has the drum set. What was the question?
I missed it now.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's a mess in here. I've been building some cabinets.
You've never seen Jared Genesis before, and you're probably going to see him in a second here.
I recently saw the old sing-along of the Three Caballeros and thought it might have been a little racist. Oh, yeah. I think anything made like 70s or prior about cultures outside of the United States can be looked at as racist.
You know, back in the day, Captain Marvel, who we now call Shazam.
Yeah.
You know, the guy in the red suit. He's like he's almost like Superman, except for he's a little boy that turns into Superman,
Yeah.
basically. He used to have, ironically enough, basically a slave named Speedy, but they drew him basically looking like a monkey back in the day. It's anyone can look it up.
They're coming out with a movie for Shazam.
Yeah.
And it looks actually pretty good.
We'll see.
Spirit says, do you prefer the weather in Seattle over Ohio?
Yes. Because in Ohio, it's two extremes. During the winter, it's extremely cold and it snows a lot. And during the summer, it's extremely hot and humid.
Cynic says, are you aware of the scientific studies that show border barriers are 99% effective? I'm not. I would love to read that.
99% effective.
Thank you, Trey.
I don't believe that for a fucking moment.
I would love to read that. So 90% of the criminals, or the immigrants, not criminals, 90% of the immigrants that come to the United States will be deduced to less than 1% because of this wall? It's amazing. I want to see the scientific study on that.
But how often is it that people are sneaking over the border as opposed to coming over other ways and just staying here when they're not supposed to?
Yeah, like you build a wall and 99% of the people that were coming in through the wall are now just going to give up and not find another way? Interesting. I love that idea.
Fuck no, I'm not moving back to Ohio because the year I move back is when it's going to happen. You know, I lived in Albuquerque. I grew up in Ohio, and then I moved to Albuquerque and lived there for almost a decade. And then when I moved back to Ohio is when the polar vortex happened 5 years ago, when it was negative 25 degrees and it snowed about 2 to 3 inches every day for like a month. Fuck that.
Yeah. I went from being like in shorts and a t-shirt in Ohio to like 10 inches of snow within like a week. It was not cool. And I was only there for like 2 weeks.
Come to Minnesota.
I don't want to.
It's cold here.
Yeah, Minnesota's even more desolate than Ohio, probably, eh?
Depends on where you are. I've driven through Minnesota all the way across it.
Northern Minnesota's nice.
I've driven through all the way through Minnesota and through Wisconsin.
You boys got anything you still think about from when you were younger, good or bad? I mean, that's such a vast question.
Yeah.
That's like, even a second ago I was younger.
Yeah, good point.
So hold on. Is the question whether or not we still think about the past?
Holy shit! Did that blue box just talk to us?
Well, that box was in the past, man. I don't think about that.
All right, we're gonna get into the next segment, and we'll answer your questions again later.
So, was the border barrier we're talking about? Are we talking about the fucking border barrier around Israel? Because this wall that
way
Trump's trying to
bigger.
build is not like the Israel fucking border barrier.
Yeah, and the terrain is fucking terrible. We're talking about mountains and desert. We're talking freezing cold at night, red hot during the day, no water, no resources. You only have what you bring with you. That alone is going to fuck you up. The wall is people, you can climb it. It's not even a wall. It's a fence. And we have, I can go to Google and look up fucking immigrants climbing border fence, and I'll show you all these fucking pictures of people climbing the fences.
You know, Ben, I had to fact check. I'm here at patriotmouse.com. All right.
Oh, a totally unbiased source.
Patriotmouse.com says Trump's new steel slat border barrier found to be 99% effective, okay? And you saw a picture of somebody climbing the wall. But there's a picture here that shows that's not going to happen.
Oh.
Those
Is this like the
fellows-
Crusades or like the Inquisition?
This is the wall.
No,
This
it's
is
not.
the border barrier.
No, it's
99%
not.
effective. PatriotMouse.com.
Those are people being impaled onto spikes.
Because that's Donald Trump there in the wizard hat. And these are all the people trying to climb over the wall that you said they could just climb over. Nope. They're done for. This is Trump's America, my friend.
Sure, I can deny reality. Well, the reality is that the majority of the people that come in here illegally don't come across the border, so a wall will do jack shit. So, you keep denying that.
It's the skinny people. We tried to put the slats real close together, but you won't believe how skinny some of these Venezuelans are. Of course, on the plus side, it keeps the gorditas out. Keeps the fat chicks out. Nice thin Venezuelans coming over, but not the fat ones. Somebody's actually correcting me right now. They're like, that's not Trump, that's Vlad the Impaler.
Yeah, we know.
If somebody drinks bullshit Billy off that, then this game is rigged.
All right, here's Jared Genesis. Jared Genesis ignores the advice of a nutritionist and doubles down on the honeycomb diet. Here we go.
Hey guys, how's it going? It's Jared Genesis here. So,
Oh, and by the way, I had
daily
3
vlog
meshes.
time,
I have
daily
3 surgical
vlogs.
meshes
So,
in me.
I saw a nutritionist today, and oh man, that was interesting, bro. Like, I knew it would be weird, and I knew the person there wouldn't really know that much, and they didn't. And I should have known straight off the bat when they were drinking their diet soda filled with aspartame, one of the biggest poisons ever mass produced. But that's another time for another story.
Then why don't we ever see people dying of aspartame poisoning, since it's one of the biggest poisons? I mean, you can say it's unhealthy. I mean, I think we,
Ben,
the jury's still out on that, but poison?
Diet Coke's paid a lot of money to end the studies on aspartame links to cancer.
See, by the way, this is the room we were talking about. See how messy it is? And
his drum room? Your drum room.
Yeah, it's a little bit messier.
Your drum room looks nothing like this hurricane trash mess.
That's because the camera's pointed that way.
But yes,
the best thing
this
about this guy's
nutritionist
room
wanted me to put,
is his toys always move, so you know he fucking plays with them still. You know he does.
He wears the same clothing every day, by the way. He also, look at his bed. It's just a bunch of folded over, what do they call those? Like foam pads?
Foam mattress
padding? Hannibal said it looked like a bunch of prison mattresses stacked up on top of each other.
When you stack up prison mattresses, that's called a Cadillac bed. Because you steal the
Your
mattress
dog,
from the other
Charlie
guy.
Brown. That shirt.
I'm a little...
It looks like he ripped the foam out of like yoga mats.
Yeah. I'm a little disconcerted about this bed, not because of the mats, but because of that, I think, stuffed reindeer animal positioned with its ass up in the air. What does Jared Genesis do to that stuffed animal?
I bet it's a pony. I bet it's a fucking pony.
It's a plushie that he probably bangs or something.
I think that's what I'm saying.
He actually mentions keto in this video.
My God. Put on something called a keto diet. And ironically, a dude was actually telling me about this today. Keto diet is great for certain people, but it's not good for everyone. Let me clarify this for you guys. If you're 500 pounds, keto diet is phenomenal. You will burn fast, almost as fast as being on crystal meth. I mean, maybe not quite as fast. Crystal meth is actually the best way to lose weight, although I would not recommend it.
I mean, if you want to go that route, you can say liposuction is the best way to lose weight,
I
right?
actually saw the food nutritionist drinking a Diet Coke, and I was like, you idiot. You could just smoke crystal meth.
Getting stabbed and having your guts ripped out. That's a great way to lose weight.
Yeah.
But yeah, in keto, you
What about having your limbs chopped off? Think of all the weight you're going to lose there.
Using burning fat as energy. and you're eating hardly any carbs. I mean, very few. Like, my nutritionist told me to eat 35 grams a day, which is like maybe 2 pieces of bread. It's ridiculous. If you're not morbidly obese, you should not be.
I don't think 2 pieces of bread is ridiculous. I think that's all right.
On the
Eating
keto
2
diet.
pieces of bread a day?
I mean,
yeah, just a sandwich a day. That's not bad.
But that's all the carbs is 2 pieces of bread. Most people eat like rice and beans and sugar, fucking corn flakes.
Well, he's on the
I
honeycomb
stand by
diet.
that. You need carbs. Carbs help you in many
Did he
ways.
die
They
of
are good
meth?
for you. It's just you have to realize everything in moderation, guys. That's what it's all about, man. You just got to follow the balance, you know? Personally, I think the food...
How about cleaning your room in moderation?
He definitely cleans in moderation.
I mean, it doesn't look like it at all. There's not even a moderate amount of cleaning going on.
Pyramid is pretty good. That's what I follow for the most part. But I guess that's become kind of outdated, and people no longer follow that. But the funny thing about me is I'm an active fat man. You know, I'm very active. I like to go outside, you know, do my martial arts, skate. I like to bike.
Play with my Ninja Turtles.
Do my martial arts because I watch anime and that teaches me martial arts.
I want to fight Jared Genesis.
He's like Steven Seagal.
I don't think he's the
He's
fighting.
a martial artist.
Okay.
Jog. I do a lot of shit. It's just I'm overweight. And so basically, if I were, I mean, I know if I were to go on keto, I would probably gain energy. But I don't want to do it, man. I love carbs. You know, carbs are not only good for the body, but I'm telling you guys, they're good for the soul. They release endorphins.
They're good for the soul. Carbs are not only good for the body.
It's soul food.
They're good for the soul. A lot of
The
soul
breatharians
food's
would
covered in
disagree with
carbs.
them.
Unlike any other food, there's just something about carbs. They're just very, very... They're basically like a drug. And... you know, sugar too. You can't have sugar on keto diet, and you know, sugar, it makes you happy, and you can't say that's a bad thing, guys. But you know, I understand that
Jared Genesis is Von Helton from the Berenstain universe.
sugar can be bad, and you know, the whole diabetes thing is when the sugar
Listen to what he says here about diabetes. He does not understand diabetes at all.
Takes away the receptors, and I'm not going to pretend like a smart man here, but I know that too much of that in carbs
When the sugar takes away the receptors.
cause diabetes, and it is a reason why I have high triglycerides, but I'm just basically trying to balance out.
Triglycerides, I believe, fat in your blood. I think that's what triglycerides are, right?
It causes messy rooms.
Yeah. Well, you know, he has to take all these carb naps instead of cleaning his room. He's got that super comfy bed over there and the little plushy sex doll. I don't blame the guy, you know? He's got it made. He can pick,
That's legit.
he can pick up a bass and, you know, play some slap bass whenever he wants.
Slapping the bass.
He's got Ninja Turtle action figures. He can play with those. Fuck.
Protein and
It looks like he sleeps with everything.
Yeah. Yeah.
carbs, but certainly not go extreme, because guys, you have to realize keto is an extreme diet. It may be easy for you since you can eat as much bacon as you want, but it's still extreme and it can be dangerous. That's just my little keto rant. The keto, what is it, Gentrig diet or something like that.
Keto Gentrig. Is he
It's
trolling?
new on me though. I've never heard of it until recently. But I remember a girl I was talking to on a dating site was telling me about it. How she basically was just eating eggs and steak every day, which to me, I would get tired of it. Like, as much as I love steak and bacon and shit like that, if that's all I ate, dude, I'd get tired of it, bro. Like, really, if you eat the same thing all the time, it doesn't matter what it is, bro.
I think, no.
You're gonna get sick of it. I don't care if
No.
it's pepperoni.
Okay, for most people, but this dude over here is the exception. He eats the same shit all the time, right? You eat the same shit a lot. Chipotle?
Last year, I probably had the same order from Chipotle about 150, 200 times.
Okay, so that's almost half of the year.
I've eaten a lot
Right?
of Quest bars and shit like that. But I'm at a case where I was 600 pounds, and I needed to do this. Like, I don't eat out of enjoyment anymore. I eat out of necessity. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. If you changed your relationship with food and how and the role that it plays in your life.
Yeah, I eat a lot of hard-boiled eggs. Before, if I was bored, I would eat. If I was hungry, I would eat more. I would eat until I was fucking stuffed.
Yeah, yeah, until you couldn't walk or maybe you had to take a shit like immediately, like you ate that much, right?
Yeah. I would not be done eating until I was uncomfortable.
Were you a nighttime eater? Would you eat like at night, like
To
just
sleep.
out of boredom?
I would be up at 5, 6 a.m. and I'd go take a fucking drive to Jack in the Box and buy $16 worth of shit there, and that's a lot of Jack in the Box.
And then after you slept, was the first thing you had to do when you wake up take a fucking massive dump?
Sometimes I would be pooping as waking up, and I have to run into the bathroom to make sure I didn't shit myself.
Dude, I love that story where you're like, hey, I'm about to shit myself. Have you told that on the show?
I think so.
Or was it the post show?
Oh, maybe that was the one where I was driving and my cousin was in the car, and I was like, dude, I'm gonna crap myself. We were on the freeway, and there was nowhere I could go to a bathroom. Right? I was stuck on the freeway.
And he's like, don't. And he's like, and you're like, I'm crapping myself.
I'm doing it right now, and he was like, no, you aren't. I can't smell anything. I was like, no, dude, I'm pooping as we're talking. And then I got home, got out of the car, and me standing up unlocked like a freshness seal, and he just caught a huge whiff of just.
I would have puked.
Yeah, I think he might have.
Oh.
And I just crapped myself. But that was after I drank a ton of like free beer and had like a bunch of macaroni and cheese. I was mixing IPAs with like all
Beer
types of
gives
shit.
you like loose shits.
Oh, it was so bad. And I had a whole bunch of mac and cheese. And because there's this diner that was by this movie theater. The movie theater had free beer and popcorn, so we're eating like pigs, drinking like pigs.
Oh my god!
And then happy hour below had like this deluxe mac and cheese.
So you're all wasted too.
Oh, I was drunk and getting drinks and fucking. It was bad. And I was driving home, and I'd sobered up because the mac and cheese took the beer off, but like everything was coming out of my gut, and it was bad. So yeah, I just thought I'd share that with you guys because Ben brought it up.
I can't remember when I heard you tell that
Thanks.
story. Was it during the 24-hour show or something?
Might have
I don't know.
been. Everybody might have known that.
I heard you tell it. There's a lot of people that are reacting like
Spec
they
says,
had
I
heard
thought
it.
we weren't supposed to talk about the post show. It's true. But Ben...
I don't remember when it happened.
Yeah, Ben asked if it happened on the post show. I couldn't remember either.
It could have been the 24-hour show. It happened recently. I heard you telling the story, and I was like, oh my god.
I told the story. Maybe we were... It was probably when we were out to dinner, and I had you chaperone my date, because I didn't want the girl taking advantage of me, so I was telling her.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I was like, yeah, honey, last time I had...
He tells them that story to get them in the mood.
Yeah. Just one of those mac and cheese situations.
I'm actually Billy's chauffeur. A lot of people don't know this. I moonlight as a driver for gentlemen taking their ladies out for a romantic evening.
I make him go by the name Aikido.
Aikido, yeah. I wear white gloves and a tuxedo, but with no shoes or socks.
I'm like, Benny Bear.
And no undershirt, just
Benny
the
Bear.
tuxedo jacket.
Benny Bear, could you put up the limousine
cummerbund.
partition? We're about to get fresh back here, Benny Bear.
Yep.
That's exactly what happens.
Yep. Yeah. Billy pulls out his brick cell phone, makes some calls, looks like a mover and shaker. You're fired!
I'm looking at brick-shaped things I can pick up, and they're all, like, connected to wires. So you're fired!
Yeah.
I could buy and sell you overnight! You're fired! Then I have sex with the girl as she asks me more questions about me pooping myself. Is that weird?
Yep. Yeah, and then, of course, I get her to sign a non-disclosure agreement before she leaves, basically saying that it never happened.
Yeah. Just people have to think I'm a sweet virginal boy. Well, sweet boy.
Yep.
I'm like, Benjamin, did you get the paper signed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Billy.
Hold on. My name's not Benjamin. What is it again?
It's Aikido, but
Aikido.
I call you Benny Bear when
Isn't
the girls
that a martial
are around.
art, Aikido?
I think so. I
Yeah.
was trying to think of what the driver's name was in the Green Hornet.
Oh, Kato.
Kato, yeah.
Bruce Lee.
Yeah.
I think Aikido is the fake martial art that Steven Seagal uses in his
Is it
movies.
really fake, though? I thought it was like...
I think so.
Because I heard Joe Rogan talking about Steven Seagal one time, and he said it was a martial art that's designed around disarming people with swords.
Really?
Yeah, that's what I heard Joe Rogan say.
Maybe I'm thinking of something else.
No, Steven Seagal is an Aikido master, but I I don't know that much about it. I mean, he's an actor. If he was some real badass, why wasn't he in UFC when he was younger or whatever? Well, I guess UFC wasn't a big thing when he was younger anyway. So, I mean, when he was really young, it wasn't around at all. But when he was starring in movies, he was making way more money than he could have won in UFC back then.
Should we have Steven Seagal fight Onision?
Someone said Aikido is fake. I didn't know. I don't know anything about it. But if it's fake, then it's fake.
Cynic says, would you ever have me on as opponent to your blind Trump hate? All in fun, of course.
It's not blind Trump hate.
Yeah,
I defend Trump when I think he needs defending, but I do think he's an idiot.
I don't hate Trump.
See, that's the problem. See, what you're doing is the equivalent of, oh, you mad, bro. It's not blind hate. It's not Orange Man bad. It's Trump is a fucking idiot. And he does a lot of dumb shit and says a lot of dumb shit.
This wall, reason we're shutting down the government with this wall is because he lost control of the House, and he wasn't pushing this wall up until after that moment. And then shit got real because he knew he had to change the narrative and he had to get himself a win. If you look at the timeline of all this, the wall was always there, but we were ready to just have it on the back burner. Until he lost control of the House, that's when he had to push it in because he had to make some sort of power play. And that's the problem I have, because right now people aren't going to work, people aren't getting their food stamps. These people that don't have walls built around their fancy homes to keep the people they love safe aren't eating their fucking dinner or getting their paychecks because this motherfucker wants to build a wall across the border. If it was really about security, I think security would be funded because we have no problem giving $580 billion to the military.
What Trump is already talking about, we already have a bunch of it. We already have shit that's very similar to it, and people climb over it all the time. Like a bunch of those Honduran migrants climbed right the fuck over it. There's photos of it. There's photos of them crawling under it too. I mean, forget about how much it's going to take to build it. It's going to sit out there in the elements, presumably forever. It's going to cost money to keep it maintained.
Cynic says we're clearly against him no matter what. I would not be against him if he did good shit.
No matter what.
I'm a big fan of him trying to
No matter what is
reform.
such a bullshit statement, because that's assuming that he would start doing shit I agree with and I would still be against him.
His prison reform shit is a good direction. His legalization of hemp is a good direction.
Yeah, and then they did some massive prison reform too.
Yeah, that's why I just said the prison reform.
Yeah, okay. Sorry, I was reading at the same time.
Legalization of hemp. It's a good direction. I would love that shit if that was where we were headed.
And I'm actually for pulling out of Syria and Afghanistan, ending those wars, Iraq. I'm for that shit. So your entire narrative is blown out of the water. You lost. Take the L. Take the L, Cynic. Take the L.
I mean, I don't even want you to lose.
Take the L.
I don't even want you to lose. I would love for you to give me more information to defend
Cynic
your stance against us. I'm not blindly hating. I want to see.
We just explained it. We just gave him examples.
I want to see your information. I do.
Did he really legalize hemp? There was a farm bill passed that was signed by him where farmers here are finally allowed to grow hemp. They grow it everywhere else, and we sell products that are made by it. It's just they weren't allowed to grow it here because it's the same plant as the weed plant. So whatever.
I want Trump to succeed because that means America succeeds. But I don't want Trump to succeed at this bullshit where he's shutting down the government.
I'll tell you what, Trump would be really smart if he did what he could to legalize weed, because he'd get a lot of liberal vote with that. And I'm not fucking around at all. And then I would agree with him. That would be another thing.
Cynic says, I'm just trolling. Don't get your cunt in a twist. That's the problem.
You mad, bro?
We want to like Trump. We want to be proven we're wrong here.
Joke's on you guys. I was only pretending to be retarded.
Like I would love to see some stuff positive about Trump. I would love that.
The best.
Whoa.
Uh-oh.
Lawrence, your audio's kind of fucked.
The stuff Trump signed, like sentencing reform, has been a work in progress longer than Trump was in office. He just was the one to sign it. Yeah, that sounds about right. But he'll take credit for it. You know, I signed that. I signed that Honus Wagner baseball card. That's why it's worth so much money.
Cynic took the L.
Yeah, he's like, don't say I took the L.
Yeah.
I'm not on live.
Don't get your cunt in a twist.
Cynic is a sweet boy.
You mad?
He
Cynic's
is a sweet
mad.
boy.
Man, dude. Why you
Ben-
get so mad, man?
Ben, you just wrote Cynic a beautiful letter on Patreon earlier, and now you're
I
over
know.
here calling him mad.
He's mad.
No, he's a sweet boy. He's a sweet boy. McHitler says Cynic is a sour boy. I don't think he's a sour boy. But I do want to read that shit, Cynic. It's a good thing.
We'll play the next video here. This is Gale's men can't poop. Emergency needs scientists now.
Have you talked to Zach Knight recently?
Yeah. Yeah, he's been around. He was in the chat during my stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to bring Gale back on.
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll have her on. She give us some updates on this.
First off, I'd like to state we have an emergency at Church of Gale. All the men on my marriage list have vagina butts so that they are unable to defecate. And this has been going on for over 2 weeks. And we need scientists out there who can help our nanotechnology research team come up with a way for my men to defecate so they can possibly by maybe letting them poop through their penis or maybe causing a lining to retract and expand when they poop through the vagina butt. Those were some of the ideas we had. But I'm certain we have space age technology and you might be able to help them. This is an emergency. If they don't, some of these men, if they don't start defecating soon, they will die from, I think they call it blood poisoning, from getting germs into your bloodstream. So contact them at galesmen, GAILSMEN at yahoo.com.
Yahoo.com.
Galesmen at yahoo.com.
Gale has an intergalactic starship.
Yeah.
But she's still using Yahoo email.
No, she's not. Gale's men are. Gale's men
But
are
they
using
work on the
Yahoo.
Church of Gale.
Well, yeah, but
I think Gail and Jillian Epperly should team up.
look.
I mean,
let's
they
not-
seem to be very much concerned
Let's
about
not-
shit. So
Let's not focus on all of Gale's men on that ship sharing one Yahoo email account. Let's focus on saving them from their vagina butts.
They might start having to poop.
They can't poop. We have to get nanotechnology. The nanotechnology is on the ship, okay? We just have to find a way to turn the nanotechnology into a way for them to poop out of their pee holes on their penises. That's what Gail's asking for.
Oh,
don't focus on the one email account.
Someone in the pleb chat said Jilly Juice is the answer.
Whoa.
Yeah, because Gale's men can drink the Jilly Juice, and then they get the waterfalls, and then the poop just falls right out of them.
What, is it going to fall out of the vagina?
Sure.
I believe that one of the reasons that Jesus gave you the vagina butts, but didn't give you the ability.
I believe one of the reasons Jesus gave you the vagina butts.
That is the greatest sentence I've ever heard.
Yeah.
It's so.
Thank you, Jesus, for creating the vagina butt.
ability to poop was to create a scenario how he can show you how bad it can get when you don't do the Gale commandments. I believe the 10,000 men, including Viggo Mortensen, who rebelled against me and got furious at me for not
And she's
caving into
Asian
their
too, right?
she's I think she's half Japanese.
So no, they're supposed to be, smart or something. Yeah, I don't know.
She's
smart.
She's loopy, She's
She's
eccentric.
She's very smart. It's just her intelligence that's a little off. She's capable of taking all this information and relaying it and deciphering it. But I think
She articulates great.
Yeah, I think she's getting the wrong information into her head, and that's the problem. Somebody might be feeding her the de-evolution of vagina butt syndrome.
unreasonable demands.
I bet she knows Aikido.
Aikido?
She probably knows Aikido. I'm on the Aikido diet.
and including Viggo Mortensen, who rebelled against me and got furious at me for not caving into their unreasonable demands, did this because they've gone mad.
I've never heard her talk about Viggo Mortensen before.
Because he rebelled against her. She didn't want to bring it up.
Because she always talks about these famous men that we all know from film, and some of them are world leaders, and some of them are television actors. We always hear her talk about them, but I never heard this one before.
Physical illness can bring out a mental illness. Jesus allowed your physical illness or your inability to poop to expose that about half the men on the marriage list have not been doing the Gale commandments, and as a result of that, now have a mental illness that makes them unfit to be on my marriage list.
Oh, they have a mental illness. Gale's men living on the intergalactic starship / church known as the Church of Gale have a mental illness and therefore can no longer serve our totally sane goddess Empress Gale.
Well, I think the mental illness is the least of their problems. They have vagina butts, Ben.
Yeah. They need some Seroquel.
They need more than Seroquel.
He knew we can use our space-age technology to figure out a way for men with vagina butts to poop. The stress of not being able to poop caused their mental illness to manifest itself. These men need to be Baker acted. See Florida law, and that means we need to get them. We need to get them and put them into treatment. This is an emergency. Before they do something where they're going to harm themselves or others. They're dangerous right now. They're insane. And treated before they do something totally self-destructive. And every man on my marriage list must be on Seroquel. And if they get off Seroquel, they should probably be brought immediately into treatment before.
I think the manufacturers of Seroquel need a new sponsor.
We should cut some
Seroquel
of Gale promoting Seroquel.
Oh my God, that is gold.
Yeah.
That is gold.
That's not bad.
Gotta have somebody reinvent douche too.
Evolves into the emergency that we have right now. This isn't just a life and death emergency because of the inability to poop. I believe those men out there are dangerous to themselves and to others right now.
I saw someone ask what the Gale commandments were because she referenced them for a moment there. So these are the Gale commandments.
Yes, I'm so happy to see these. Let's do
Thou
this.
shalt take
Seroquel, the medication designed by Jesus.
Every day is prescribed at the same time every day. Thou shalt eat a balanced diet without concerns
this
about
is in the history books.
No way.
Without concerns about allergens or toxins, using the method of calories in, calories out as a guide to weight management. I wonder if Gale is going to be very unhappy with me because I'm not using my balanced diet of calories in, calories out. Thou shalt not toil in activities, even honorable work for the Lord, to the extent that sleep is sacrificed. Set aside at least 8 hours per night for sleep. I can't be one of Gale's guys. I don't do this. Thou shalt honor the Lord's temple by taking time every day to self-groom, bathe, brush teeth, and stay clean. That's fair.
We'll see now. Now I can't be one of Gale's guys.
You don't bathe? Thou shalt honor the home of Jesus' favorite by taking time every day to clean, wipe down, laundry, vacuum, and dust your apartment. Oh. Thou shalt go on walks every day, enjoying the day that the Lord has made. Unless he made the day rainy or unsuitable for walks, then exercise indoors with the window open. Thou shalt spend money only on food and bills, being mindful that spending money on a deal or impulse is not saving money if it is to buy more than you need or something you wouldn't have otherwise bought.
See, these are commandments that Jesus gave her. So, I mean, they are health. I mean, it's good stuff to
She's
do.
being taken care of.
Yeah. I mean, she thinks. Look at the copyright at the bottom. Copyright 2016 to 2018. Jesus Christ. All rights reserved.
That is fucking hilarious.
I totally missed this part of the Bible. This must be
well, no, because she doesn't need the Bible. She gets Skype calls with Jesus.
Oh my God!
Thou shalt take only one multivitamin and one allergy medication per day. Taking supplements or special foods in an attempt to improve a health condition or alleviate symptoms is off limits. Thou shalt store away a savings of at least $100 every month for the future. Whoever sows sparingly will also reap sparingly, and whoever sows generously will also reap generously. Gail should become a $100 patron.
That's not even a commandment. That's just like the shit you find in a fortune cookie.
The last one is the best one.
Thou shalt make a YouTube video every week to share the victories, defeats, and daily struggles and joys of your life with your followers. This will serve to archive your life for future generations or of tribulation saints.
That's Jesus.
And now,
that's Jesus pursuing his agenda there.
Well, I don't know about that.
Okay.
Thou shalt not seek loopholes or way to work around the Gale commandments, lest baby Jesus poops and pees himself in sadness. The Lord knows the heart.
I fucking love that one.
In fact, I've noticed when I go for my walks and when I go shopping, Lori's really up the ante. I think she's using those men right now to help her. And that's not good. I mean, every time I go outside right now, I feel like I'm in danger. And I think it's partly because those men are loose and they're crazy. Every man on my marriage list needs to be on Seroquel. If they get off Seroquel, they need to be brought immediately into treatment. We need to have reads on all the men on my marriage list to ensure they're in Seroquel compliance. Or we're going to lose more of my men who go crazy and destroy themselves and innocents. Please remember what Jesus told me would happen to me if I didn't do the Gale commands, that I'd go mad, that I'd get off my Seroquel and go ferile, be like a crazy cat. And then I'm going to have a link to the video about what would have happened to me if I quit taking Seroquel. Imagine what could have happened to me if I wasn't taking Seroquel and doing the Gale commandments over the past year, when I didn't hear from any of my men for a year, even when I had emergencies and needed their guidance. But because I was on Seroquel and doing the Gale commandments, I handled myself wisely. Regarding that cup, that I got. Let me go get it.
Oh, this cup?
Here it
Have
is.
you seen this cup?
No.
Oh, this.
Why
is,
have you seen it? You watch this?
This is a birthday
This
present
cup
or Christmas present.
Is my men put part of their penis on it. It's like around the rim. So if I drink from the cup, they can ejaculate into my mouth. I guess when I drink the cup, that's what they told me.
Zach Knight's
I
erect
heart
penis.
Zach Knight's perfect penis.
Perfect penis.
See?
Okay.
And
the
this
men
is
got
made
her
out
this
of
gift for Christmas.
Zach Knight's semen.
Fantastic.
So Zach Knight once gave me a water bottle. Well, he did something to my water bottle in my car. So every time I sucked on it, I was actually sucking on Zach Knight's penis. So he has some Jesuit technology where he's able to use objects and make them the actual penis of my men. So
Boy, do I wish that's how.
when I drink from this cup, I'm actually
It has to be scripted.
stimulating my men's. They put parts of their penis in here. So.
The frenulum. It's rimmed in frenulum.
What they did is, well, anyways.
Let's not get into that.
That pause.
Exact thing. Well, they put parts of their penis around the cup, and I can drink from it and stimulate their penises, and they can give me their semen that way. So only the top 10 men, not all the men in my marriage, it's just the top 10 in this cup.
Just the top 10 around that rim.
And it was made from Zach Knight's semen, I think. And it feels like a regular clay cup. That's the space age technology we have. You know, I figured this out about.
This is the renaissance of Gail. She's back. Because for a while, her videos were very like, now shit's
we're back
about
in business.
Yeah. Shit's about to go down now.
I'm excited. I'm excited for the new wave of Gail. I might, if I get thin enough, I might try and join the Church of Gail.
Damn.
I don't know if she'll take me, but
well, what we were thinking of is we were going to set up an interview, where we'll have Gail on, and you can ask her the questions you've always wanted to ask.
So that 10,000 men. Because I asked Terrence if they're still mad, and he said, yeah, they're mad. And they actually formed a group where
What's up, Gail?
They formed a group that they called where they said GMGTOW, pronounced MGTOW, which means they have a new name. It ain't Gail's Men. It is anymore. They call themselves Gail's Men Going Their Own Way.
MGTOW. Shut the front door.
This is amazing.
This is what happens when you get vagina butts and don't take your Seroquel. You become MGTOW'd.
Oh
boy.
Oh my God.
And they spend their time complaining about me and how they don't feel they need me, but then they spend an awful lot of time having sex with each other's vagina butts, and I thought, what a miserable existence. And I said,
having sex with each other's vagina butts.
That's all they do. That's all they do is have sex with each other's vagina.
What a miserable existence.
I
get
actually
some Seroquel.
feel sorry for them, but not enough to want them back. If they'd let me, I could have tried to comfort them in group brain-to-brain sex. It's foolishness to turn on somebody who can help you. They don't seem to understand that the whole purpose of love is to be a soulmate to your companion.
Is there a max distance for brain to brain, or can you literally just have brain to brain with like people on other planets?
I think you need you need to have a receptor. I'm not sure. To get the max distance, you need an antenna.
Oh, I see.
No, you need a blender.
It's a blender.
This means opening up about your vulnerabilities rather than attacking your lover. And I said, you know what? I said, I think they're suffering from a mental illness. The physical illness only brought it out. Mental illness makes you unable to get close to another person. And I think I just thought, mentally ill people, they don't handle any type of stress well, and they tend to project themselves onto others. And they're
oh my God.
Oh my God.
She's got some points here.
Hold on.
She's got some points here.
I have to hear that again.
I just thought, mentally ill people, they don't handle any type of stress well, and they tend to project themselves onto others.
This might be the best Gail video ever. This might be the best one ever. Hold on.
They're actually seeing in me what they are themselves. And Lori McBride does this a lot. She's very mentally ill.
Ooh.
So I'm not diminishing their pain.
I knew it.
But the way they're handling it seems to indicate mental illness. And I think we really need to round them up and give them treatment. Physical pain will often cause a mental illness to manifest itself. For one thing, they're so crazy right now, they may not willingly and knowingly come in for treatment to enable themselves to poop, and they're going to die from blood poisoning. Once the blood feces gets into the blood, they're finished. They're gone. They're going to die. We can't sit back and let them destroy themselves. We got to help these men. They're suffering. They're mentally ill as well as physically ill, and the mental illness is probably more serious than the physical illness right now.
More serious than the vagina
And that's what
butts?
you guys get for getting off the Gale commandments.
Ooh.
You need to take your Seroquel.
I need to take my
as much pain
Seroquel.
as the top 10 men on my marriage.
You need to
list are in,
take
they
your
don't lash out at me and anger
Ben,
over it.
will you check
You're
my
able to
butt for a clitoris right now?
Huh?
Will you check my butt for a clitoris? I'm worried I might have a vagina butt.
Did she say the top 10 men on her marriage list? Is that what she said?
Yeah, she's got a lot of men on her marriage.
Tell me there's no clitoris there, Ben.
It might be a hemorrhoid.
Oh,
And
no.
it might be a clitoris.
No! Ben!
I'm not sure.
I need Seroquel. I need Seroquel.
Just start rubbing it and see what happens.
Great fantasy from reality.
I think Jillian Epperly. I think the whole Julie Juice thing would work out a lot better if she had Gail as the spokesperson.
It's not my fault. But a mentally ill person, when they're in pain, they'll tend to go into fantasy and blame an innocent for their pain. And so I think these guys are ill because they haven't been doing the Gale commandments. Men, when you're suffering, you need to open up to your spouse. Keeping this stuff in is really bad for you. And that's the mistake of the 10,000. Rather than take the risk that I'd see them as weak, they lash out at me instead. When a man admits his vulnerabilities to someone who truly loves them, it's one of the strongest things a man can do. It takes great courage to open up about what scares you, but that's the only path to love. If you aren't willing to be vulnerable, you can't have love. If you told me you felt weak and scared, and I ridiculed you, then I'm not worthy of you.
Let's skip to the conclusion.
That was beautiful from Gail.
But he's depending on us to figure out a way to defecate. But the reason he blocked the defecation ability is because he wanted to let you see the results of your disobedience to the Gail commandments and to not taking Seroquel. You see this? This is why Jesus allowed this to happen.
If I take my Seroquel, can I go brain to brain with Gail?
You can ask her.
I want to go brain to brain, but I'll take Seroquel if that's what it takes. I want to get rid of this lump in my vagina butt. I think it's a clitoris.
I can tell you right now, you guys, what's going on. Those men haven't been taking Seroquel. Fuck. Think about it.
I'm thinking.
I'm
thinking about it.
They're mentally ill.
Yeah. Physically ill as
People
well.
try to project.
They're gonna project this on me? Hell no! Give me that Seroquel.
They project.
Give me that Seroquel. I'm all in.
Over and over. Everybody projects.
They're projecting. They need that Seroquel. Holy vagina butts. That was great.
That's as funny as it gets.
It was amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty out there.
Individual situation. Check out that beautiful asshole.
The individual Brett Keane segment situation.
This isn't actually. I'm not going to play a video of Brett.
Oh.
So, as I mentioned a few times already in this episode, I made a post on Patreon. It wasn't asking for people to do anything, and it was a totally public post. It wasn't mentioning any of the perks or anything like that. It was just thanking people that have supported us and continue to. And I made the post on Twitter, and the first person to reply is Brett. And he replied, I say, I wanted to take the time to address all of our viewers from over the past 5 years. And Brett's reply to that is, now, get a real job. What is he saying no to? Did I ask him to do anything? And isn't it fucking ironic that Brett Keane, of all people, is going to tell someone else to get a real job?
Well, he works very hard on his YouTube channel.
He claims having a YouTube channel is a real job. Come on,
I just
dude.
want to let you guys know I've always wanted to be here for a Brett Keane segment situation.
We're just talking about his retarded ass tweet. First of all, he's saying no, like I asked people to do something. This wasn't me like trying to get new patrons necessarily, but I knew Patreon would be a good place to post it because everyone gets alerted that's a patron, and then I can post it around social media and people who want to go read it can. But
I mean, is this how Brett responds to people saying thank you? No, get a real job.
Well, it's fucking hilarious because we all know Brett doesn't have any job. First of all, if my job isn't real, then I shouldn't have to pay taxes. You know, if my job is fake, then the IRS shouldn't be trying to get taxes because every year I have to fill out taxes and they ask me what my job is and I have to put it in self-employed. That's about as real as a fucking job gets. What do you claim, Brett? What job do you claim on your taxes?
What do you don't have
those
agoraphobia,
$3
though.
YouTube dollars can go a long way.
Fuck, I'll tell you what. Drunken Peasants has probably paid Brett more than he's ever made on YouTube ever in all the years he's been on. The like $3,000 that we've paid him in the past probably adds up to more he's ever made on YouTube ever.
But Ben, you don't have agoraphobia, all right? You don't have an excuse. He can't leave the house. How is he supposed to get a real job? He's got to have a manatee YouTube channel.
His YouTube channel doesn't make money. And his Patreon makes like $2 or something. So just stop, turn off Onision defense mode. I know you like to do it. But you know what? He's telling you to get a real job too.
No, he's just you.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, no, he actually texted me, said, "Don't, not you, Billy, just Ben."
Oh yeah?
That's what he said. I deleted it. already.
Oh, sure. No. Oh, no. I mean, well, you know what? Actually, now that I think about it, you're right, Billy.
Yeah.
I'm going to go work at McDonald's. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to stop paying you since this is a fake job.
Wait.
Brett and I are doing you a favor right now by forcing you to get a real job. Fuck the thousands of dollars you make every month from this. Go make, $100.
Wait. Hold on. Brett just texted me back. He said, Ben can keep his job. See, he said, Ben can keep his job.
Oh, fuck you. He's showing me the naked Joe picture right now. What a piece of shit. But yeah, a real job, where like you get to be someone's bitch and make like a third of the money you'd make doing this. What sensible person wouldn't want to do that, right?
Well, I think it's fair that Brett's just memeing because Von Helton told you to get a real job too.
No, he's been doing this forever.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
This is something he's done forever.
Really?
Yeah, they both do this. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like, what's the big deal? Get a real job.
Yeah.
See, I find it actually
You
really
can't defend it
amusing
anymore.
that
I
the-
wasn't defending in the beginning.
You want me to go? You agree with him, right? I should go get a real job, man.
Okay, here's the deal. If you get a real job, then I have to take over.
Nope.
And I don't like touching the keyboard.
That's not how it works.
I don't like touching the keyboard.
That's not how it works.
Ben, I don't like touching the keyboard. We got boundaries here. I don't touch keyboards. No, this is just Brett being Brett. Get a real job, okay,
I
Brett?
find it really amusing.
Yeah.
That Brett is using the Angels for Trump account,
It's
which
like-
when he opened it,
It was a
he
catfish.
was trying to parade as like Brett's manager.
Yeah.
But
Brett doesn't have who the fuck would be Brett's manager? He can't pay them.
Well,
Nobody would do that. He was pretending that it was Brett's manager.
He
or
also
something.
uses like a 12-year-old photo of himself too.
Ben, maybe your real job could be as Brett's manager. You ever think you could be Brett's manager?
No.
You don't want to,
No.
or you don't want a real job? Is that the problem?
How the fuck is that a real job?
It's a manager. He already had to do it himself. He's hiring. The only
No, he's
reason,
not.
The only reason that the Angels for
He's
Trump,
not. Shut up. He made what do you mean he's hiring? He made a fucking catfish account.
He needs a
pretending
manager.
to be. No, he doesn't.
The only reason that
No, he doesn't. He doesn't need a manager. You're totally looking at this in a fucking ridiculously skewed way.
Yeah, I'm looking at it in a ridiculously skewed way where I listen to some guy on the internet that sits on his bed all day tell me to get a real job, and I make a segment about it. Then I expect Billy to be serious about it when he says, go be Brett's manager. I'm looking at it so ridiculously, of course.
It is fucking ridiculous.
The whole reason Brett outed himself as Angels for Trump account was because he was talking to me on it on
Right.
Twitter, and he's like, this is Brett, by the way. And I was like, oh, shit. Hi, Brett. I thought it was your
You
manager.
know what else he does? He calls other people fat and like pretends like he's not fat.
Well,
he makes up all this
isn't
other
he
shit.
6'8"?
Yeah, sure he is. Sure he is.
But what was it the other day? I was reading Twitter and Brett was responding to somebody talking about Brett being fat. I think it was something, and they tagged like me and I think you and a bunch of other. I think the old guys were tagged in it, and Brett responded with, "Funny thing is, I'm not as fat as these guys are." I was like, "That's the funny thing, Brett."
Yeah.
Yeah, should Brett be the next host? That's the question.
No.
That's, people in the chat are asking. Peasants for Trump. Let's do a Peasants for Trump hashtag.
That's
Twitter
one
account.
like spurgy motherfucker. Like seriously, the people that obsess over Brett, that like do it because they think he's ridiculous. You take it way too far, you guys. You take it way too far. Like, I saw someone create like diagrams of Brett standing next to something and then looking up that thing that he's standing next to on the internet to get the exact dimensions of it to try and figure out somehow how tall Brett is in relation to that using the dimensions of the thing that he's standing next to. I'm not kidding.
See, Ben, this is some great detective work. I think it should absolutely go on.
No,
I'm sorry. I mean, go orange.
No, those are the people that should be getting a job.
That's autistically
Brett.
delicious.
I mean, they might already have a job, but if that's the case, then you need a new way to spend your free time. I'm sorry.
I mean, somebody needs to be Brett's manager. That's what my takeaway from this segment. Brett's looking for a manager, hiring right now. Contact at Angels for Trump.
What would you
Twitter.
What would you even manage?
Somebody's got to like deal.
What do you manage?
When Dorn forgets to put the cheese on the chili, you come and you sprinkle that shit over there.
Oh, he's managed that before, if you know what I'm saying.
That's disgusting, Ben.
I don't know what you're saying, Benjamin.
Well, there you go.
I'm a sweet boy. I won't believe for 1 second. Q&A.
A few questions before we
I'm
move
gonna
into
ask
the
you a bunch
final
of
segment of the
questions.
night.
And I want to have them answered immediately.
And by the way, I'm sorry. I know there's a lot of delay tonight, and the reason for that is I forgot to switch it to the shorter delay. I don't know why they think it should be the default setting to make it the longest delay possible, but that's how it is.
Speck is saying, you say his height is disputed. So they're solving the mystery. There's no mystery. Who cares how tall Brett is when he's laying in his fucking bed all day?
Who gives a shit? I don't care if he's 10 feet fucking tall or if he's 2 feet tall. I don't care. You should not either.
I'm actually 4 feet tall from belly to butt because that's where I stand on my belly. Butt tall. Any questions for the guests, guys? Cheese my chili.
The intergluteal cleft.
Oh yeah. But I mean, if Brett tells me to do something, I'm obviously going to do it, right? I'm going to get a real job. I have to. I have to.
But what is a real job?
I think he wants me to work at a toll
McDonald's
or
Walmart.
Yeah. Any job that's going to pay us way less than what we get paid now is basically a real job. A job where I have to work for some kind of corporation or company and be their little bitch boy. For some reason, that's real. But what I do now isn't real, even though I get taxed the same. You know, it's ridiculous.
Well, you could be CEO of the company someday if you do that. Start from the bottom up, right?
And this is coming from a guy who does not have a job of any kind, and I doubt.
No. Ben, he does stuff. He just doesn't want to talk about it.
That's bullshit. I don't even think he tries to.
I know it's bullshit.
I don't think even he tries to play that anymore like he used to. We know he doesn't have a job. And I don't think he's ever had one as long as he's been around on YouTube. I don't think he's ever actually had a job that entire time. So over 10 years.
He just pops his head up once in a while and says something inflammatory. Is that what it is?
That's all he does.
Once in a while was for the past 12 years, then yes.
Yeah. I mean, he took about a year off this year, but he came back.
He has his breaks.
Oh, wait, hold on. Does that mean that TJ owes you, Paul and Scotty, an Xbox?
I don't know, dude. We try to move forward here on the show. We try not to, focus too much on the past.
I do think
fair enough.
I do think that I want an Xbox now, though.
You don't have an Xbox?
I do actually.
Okay.
I never play it. I don't play the PS4, and I don't. I play Switch every once in a while. I do play the Switch every once in a while. But not enough to warrant having 3 systems. The Brett Keane cycle. Rinse, wash, repeat.
Grumpy Christian.
Art dealer.
All right, let's move on.
Dealer.
We didn't get any questions, so what the fuck ever. Here we go.
out safely. Let's go find this hater and put a bullet in his fucking head. Would you like me now?
I'm the only critter with the good kind of fairy drama.
That's why Jesus Christ is my neighbor. Why do I have an Xbox? It was like 140 bucks on Amazon.
This is the same fucking tribalistic thing that they used to have where it's like, no, you're not allowed to have both of them. You got to pick one and be on a side.
I picked
Do you remember
both
that
of them,
shit?
and I don't play either of them.
You play the Switch more?
Yeah. I barely play the Switch
Do you remember that,
either.
though? Do you remember when PlayStation 4 and Xbox came out, and there was
Yeah.
like this console war thing? But it wasn't I mean, there was competition between the companies, but it was mostly between people on the internet that didn't understand you could like both. Or choose not to like the other, but be okay with other people liking it. That's a concept we don't see a lot.
Yeah.
I don't see it happening that much
And then
anymore.
everybody chimes in afterwards.
Stop liking things I don't like.
The PC master race anyways. Have
Yeah,
a
yeah,
PC.
yeah. Those
and I'm like,
people.
And I'm like, oh, I have a gaming computer I don't play games on as well.
Yeah, and can you imagine like how they actually got a sense of accomplishment by just saying the same shit?
Yeah. But that's okay. Everybody needs little wins here and there, even if they're meaningless. And that's just tweeting to somebody to get a real job, even though they themselves don't have a real job. People need that release.
I definitely
It's projection.
I definitely like the Xbox controller better than the PlayStation controller. So.
Really?
Yep. I mean, partially it's what I'm used to, but also it seems to fit my hands better. Yeah.
I don't like the Xbox controller that like they first came out with. It was so bad that even now that they're better, that like I just remember that controller, and for some reason I have this like prejudice against any of the other Xbox controllers. Do you remember the first Xbox that came out? The controller was like it was like almost like a ball. It was just stupid. It was like, I think they were trying to base it off the Dreamcast controller, which I also thought sucked.
Yeah, the Dreamcast controller was weird because the cable for it came out the bottom of it, and you had to like clip it up. I mean, I have one like right over there. It's so weird.
The Nintendo 64 controller was dope. Like, it had 3 handles.
I saw you crying about that on your stream the other day.
What was I crying about? Oh, Ben's talking about me crying about getting the GameCube controller. Yeah. And I was crying about it because they said it was superior for playing Smash Brothers. And the fucking controller just moves the A and B button around.
You know what? I liked the analog stick on the Dreamcast. I thought it was
Really?
cool. Yeah. I like Dreamcast.
After
actually.
the GameCube, I'm lost because that's the last one I played.
Manny's got a private server for Ark. I've never played Ark. I honestly don't even play my fucking Xbox ever. It's in the living room of where I'm staying, and it just sits there collecting dust.
All right, let's do this cringe rap shit. Oh God, no.
Yo guys, what's up? Most of y'all probably recognize me from my dad's cooking show, but lately I've been writing music because that's what I'm really passionate about. The song I wrote for y'all today is just something that I want y'all to listen to, whether it's a rainy day, whether you feel like just the world's crashing around you. It doesn't matter. This song is perfect for any occasion.
Who's his dad?
So I hope y'all enjoy it. I want you to like and subscribe and share with all your friends and help them out on their rainy days. Love you guys.
God-driven records.
Oh yeah.
Tell
It's
the devil
Christian rap.
not today. Who's his dad?
I don't know. It could be some YouTube channel somewhere.
Not today, Satan.
What's up?
I feel him coming. I see him running. He think he's something. Boy, you ain't nothing.
Get up on my face, I'm protected under grace. In my life you have no place, cause the only one I praise. Come to me and throw your shade, feeling strong, I bet you fade. You don't know the price he paid, it's his life he get a day. Tell the devil
He's
not today,
walking-
tell the devil go away. Tell him he ain't got no chance, cause my Lord God says.
He's
Tell him
got
that he better
crazy
run, 'cause
eyes.
The Father and the Son got me set on fire,
Rocking
got me
the
hotter
fuse.
than the sun. I'ma do it all for fun, I ain't finished.
How do
till
you
it's
feel
done. If
about
it ain't good for
his-
God, then it ain't good enough.
His song.
I feel like he's holding in a turd. While he
His vagina butt.
Vagina butt.
If it ain't
Yeah,
good
he's
for
just-
God, it ain't good enough.
He didn't take his Seroquel, and now God is punishing him.
He has a vagina butt.
For him, living it is done. I'm
Like, he's
forgiving,
looking
catch
off
me,
weird
I'll
to
be
the
giving
side.
the hands
He
like
has
a
this
villain.
awkward,
Not today,
like-
not today, nah, not today, not today,
Tisms.
nah, not today. not tomorrow.
Stare.
Not ever again. No,
Not ever
no,
again.
not today, not today.
No, no.
Not today,
Not today, not tomorrow, not ever again.
Not today, not tomorrow, not ever again. No,
Ew.
no, I never understand. Why don't you get it? I know that you feel it.
I think he was wearing a Cleveland Cavaliers
Well, I skill it. Not
shirt.
today, like can't be. Devil, do you hear me? Let me say it clearly. Hopefully you will see. You have no power. Boy, you are weak. You think that you
Why
loud,
is he
but I
looking
do like
off
you
to
a
the
key.
side?
So you got work.
It's
at him.
weird. Right, what's your pig? Cause I gotta take a dump in the face because I got a vagina butt and I really hate that I can't poop. Gotta drink my Seroquel.
But talking is so
I
cheap
can't even
and
figure him out.
Oh my God, so comedy is free. You don't understand. I'm safe in his hands. He's got me some plans, so quit saying you.
Yeah,
the
he
man.
does. I actually have a Cleveland Cavs jersey on right now.
So Ben, you're a big fan of this guy?
No.
You're wearing his merch?
I don't even really like the Cavs that much. I just bought it.
I bet that Jesus Christ is his neighbor.
Oh yeah.
6 feet underground, I don't hear a sound. God's got you on your leash like you straight up from the pound. Have a take this L, have a stay in hell, cause every time you come up, you always gonna fail. I'm with God, that's a win, gave me power over sin. Now your boy going in, that's the end, call it fin. Not today, not today, nah, not today, not today, nah, not today, not tomorrow, not ever again.
This is so catchy.
No, not today,
Here
not
we go
today.
again.
Nah, not today, not today.
If there was a God, he would go to hell for this blasphemous piece of
Not
shit.
ever again.
Not ever again.
God-driven records.
Yeah, that's Jack Scalfani.
All
right.
King David was said to be a master at playing the lyre, and now there's this guy.
I really want to kill myself. That's bad.
Well, I don't want to drive you to
I'll be okay.
suicide. Okay. Well, then I'll play the next one then.
Give me chicken. Give me double. Do it right now. Chop, chop on the double. And I want a small fry, but I want a fresh batch. Whip up a new one if it's no trouble. Giving you number one name, giving you number two and giving you number three. I want it now.
I want it now.
Milkshake, but we all know their ice cream machine is probably down. I heard the McRibs back. Give me that with the ranch and a Big Mac. Crispy butter milk, chicken biscuit, and a triple stack. Stuff it in, kid. It's gonna be a big
Is
bag.
this the Green Power Ranger?
You know what? I honestly don't think he's that bad.
He's not.
No.
The only thing
I think it's James Franco.
is this James Franco ordering a Big Mac?
He was like he was doing the thing that you do.
The roll.
Yeah.
The only thing cringy about this is that like this has kind of been overdone. The rapping to McDonald's thing. That's the only thing cringy about it. It's whatever. I was on a live stream and people dared me to fucking go. I was driving around. They dared me to go freestyle to the McDonald's and stuff and order my freestyle. And like this is better than my freestyle. He obviously wrote this, but like I was cringy as fuck freestyling into the McDonald's thing, ordering food. That was cringy. This is not as cringy as that was, so I can't be too mad at this.
I want a quarter pounder and an egg McMuffin. I want a lot of cheese with some extra bacon and onions. I want 5 apple pies and an 8-pounder nuggets. I want to leave with a big painful ache in my stomach. I want to hurt. I want to regret my decision. Today I didn't have breakfast. I skipped it. So give me your McGriddle
This is
with some
Red and
extra
Yellow
chicken.
Wolf.
Something cooked with everything got left in the kitchen. Sausage burrito, maybe possibly 3 of those. I don't even think that I can fit this all in my vehicle. I want a parfait because I feel like having yogurt. So give me that with some chocolate milk and a Go-Gurt and a small cup of water.
Rhyming yogurt with Go-Gurt, not the fucking truth, but that small cup of water at the end, very cute.
Yeah.
Very cute.
You know this is Burger King, right?
My guy. My guy. My guy.
His buddy was working at Burger King that day, and
Yeah.
it was a slow day, so they could film their video there. Yeah.
Yeah, it was cute. It was cute. It was cute.
Get the coffee drinkers out.
Oh my god. Juggalos mixed with furries.
Hold on, I have to clean my,
Hey,
I have to clean my
name is
vaginal
Violet
butt
J,
out.
and I'm back like a vertebrae. ICP is my rap band. Me and my friends have lots of fans. We like to go around the world and have juggalo contests with all the girls.
What the fuck is a juggalo contest? And why am I not having them with all the girls?
He's wearing like a
How
kung
do you
fu
win
outfit.
a juggalo contest?
Have juggalo contest with all the girls.
Jello?
ICP is the name of my band, and I have lots of fans. My name is Violet J. I'm a furry, but I'm not gay.
I'm a juggalo furry.
I'm a furry, but I'm not gay.
This is fucking ultimate weird.
Yeah,
This
that's
is so weird.
That's
Shit.
it.
That's it?
Yeah. That's it.
No.
There's a gun.
Why does the fuck cringe rap? Okay, yeah, this was cringy, but somebody commissioned a Juggalo furry costume. That is amazing to me.
Yeah, it's true.
Somebody had enough money and enough fucking mental disability to pay thousands of dollars for a Juggalo furry costume. This is a fucking blowing my mind right now. Imagine you're at Chuck E. Cheese with your kids, and the fucking Chuck E. Cheese band is singing and bopping and having a good old time, and this dickhead comes out and drops a verse. I would leave my kids there. I would go be a fucking single human being again. I'd be like, you're orphans now. I'm out. That would end the world. I'm just kind of blown away.
They might be adopted by a Juggalo furry. Do you want that to happen to your kids?
Nope. I don't want kids after this. If they saw this would be the equivalent of like my kids. Like you know, parents say they'll never disown their children, but there's always that one thing your kid could do where you can be like, I can never forgive you. Them just watching this,
I
would be like,
never forgive thee.
I can't forgive you. You watch this. Like you brought us to Chuck E. Cheese. It was your fault we saw it. I was like, yeah, no, but you got to take responsibility. I'm not your dad anymore. What is this? Trump versus Batman?
Yeah.
We'll make America great again. We won't let it fall by making a travel ban and building a wall. You're busy saving others, hour after hour. I'm busy building hotels and Trump towers. Your streets full of crime.
Fucking terrible, Ben.
I knew. Yeah, isn't that the point?
Ben, it's like...
I'm kind of sad that we actually got a good one that slipped through.
And the furry one was amazing.
No, that wasn't good.
It wasn't good. It was amazing.
If more production value was put into this, I feel like it would be okay.
Yes, I'll do it. Just let me get it past Congress.
No,
you were a lightweight in a suit, just a chump. Gonna show everyone I'm not a one-pump Trump. I'm no longer worried about Gotham City. It's for the USA now that I show some pity. I'm the greatest detective, spot your lies all day. Not your attitude, talking about that damn toupee.
There's nothing fun about this. There's nothing like I can't even cringe to this because it's just fucking stupid.
Remember that video that I played of the guy playing Wu-Tang on acoustic guitar? You remember that? Yeah. I saw that a few days after we watched it on the show, and they were like, there was a comment under it that said, this must have been the album that Martin Shkreli had. Like from the album that Martin Shkreli had.
That's funny.
Yeah, this is terrible. Zero out of 0.
0 out of 0.
Yeah,
0.0. At least some of them I like cringe and I go sub-zero because it's so bad. This is just a 0-0 bullshit. Yeah, I get it. You wanted to rap about Batman and Donald Trump for some stupid fucking reason, and you thought you could pull it off. You didn't. This is the dumbest shit I've seen all day.
There's a lot like these.
I would rather watch the furry rap again. What? Is this Animancer? I feel like this guy's about to have an orgasmic situation on stage.
He's not white enough to be.
Is that Tony Hinchcliffe?
Yeah, this is the Kill Tony show.
Yeah, fuck that. I don't want to watch this. I didn't know what it was at first.
We can watch a second of him.
I don't want to get like.
Well, this isn't like a copyright strike thing.
Okay. Is it a demonetization?
It's a live
thing?
show. He does a live show.
I got to rhyme like the bod, baby. That's right. Get on these nards, baby, and slip away with the Google Gansha. I'm a monster. I'm a motherfucker.
Okay, we can stop now.
No, you wanted to watch it.
Motherfucker.
Okay.
What is that? Bill Hader playing a bit? Like, yeah. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say.
Pretty bad.
Is he trying to be bad?
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck that was.
Was that performance fart? Yeah, this is stupid. I hate my life.
Yeah. What? Yeah. Okay. I think I'm gonna put up the timer and then we'll call it a show, and then we'll do the post show. If you want to watch the post show, then become a patron, $10 or more, or
this is worse than the furry one. The furry one, all right, was terrible, but it was amazing. This one's just terrible. Somebody bought a fursuit to look like a juggalo. That is amazing to me. I love that. This is just some dumbass guy. I don't know if we're supposed to take him seriously or if he's just doing a fucking bit. And that pisses me off. Pisses me off.
So, by the way, just a reminder to everyone, if you're watching, if we reach the goal before the end of the week, well, and, you know, if we reach the goal before the end of the week, then we will do a bonus show next week.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Ben. I can't get that fucking juggalo furry face out of my head now. That's gonna haunt my dreams. No, it's I'm gonna be like dreaming.
You want to yiff?
Nope. I would rather not yiff.
You want to yiff the fuck out of that?
I would rather not.
You would rather.
It's like buried in my face. I'm thinking about starting a virtual reality world for juggalos, so that they never have to take the face paint off. They have virtual face paint. There'll be an app on your phone when you're out in public. That if they're on the fucking, their facial recognition will put the face paint over their face through the app, so you can be juggalo in hiding. It's the future of technology. And now I'll have furry suits too that use facial recognition to put somebody in a furry suit, making big money. Check the super chats you missed.
Oh yeah,
That's a good call.
sorry. Good call. Sorry.
After doing while you're looking for those super chats, I'm not a $10 patron, but I am giving you guys $10 a month, and I hope you guys are still getting it because I pay $10 a month for the for DP on demand on Vimeo.
That's something totally different. I don't know how else to say it.
Be true to yourself, Billy. Be true to yourself. You will be the king furry juggalo. Accept it, Billy. You will be the king furry juggalo. I'm not a furry or a juggalo. No, I'm not even a real king. I just play one on Drunken Peasants. It probably exists on VR chat. We're all stars now in the boner show. Let's get right into the super chats. And
yeah.
You guys want to talk about anything going on in your day to day?
$5. Why are you going to ask them? Do you want me to read them or do you want to hear what they have?
I didn't know you had them pulled up.
Yeah, I have them pulled up.
We had a big pause there.
Oh, I'm reading them.
Oh, good, good.
Matt, I don't know how to say their last name. $5. Keto carbs for the soul.
Thanks, Jared Genesis.
Yeah. God give us $1. It says moving situation was great success. Now to pay for a private room. Here's money, humans. Thank you, God. Trey, $2 for the sweet boys. The Dustmeister 88, $10. I can do the voice of for the demon you are going to summon in a future episode if you want. Oh, that was the guy who did the yeah, that shit.
We might actually just summon a real demon though. I don't know if we need a voice. We'll see. We'll talk.
The Autistic Hippie, $5. Hey, did y'all see the... I can't believe I just said y'all. Did y'all see the trailer for the new Godzilla movie? Shit looks awesome.
I did not see it.
Nope. I remember so many different Godzilla remakes and shit.
I saw a clip, like a still from it, and there was like this giant plane, but there was an even bigger like Godzilla behind it. That looked pretty sweet, but I haven't seen the trailer.
Let's see. Egghead. Oh shit. No, I think we already read the Egghead one, right? About his dad.
Probably.
I can't remember.
Egghead told me his dad's doing well, so
yeah,
that's good.
I think that's all of them.
You know, if you guys need help summoning a demon, Ruben and I have access to a lot of old spell books that were used for that sort of thing.
How old?
And from I think like 1600s.
Those are the ones we need.
Yeah. Once we reach our $666 goal, we're gonna do a demon summoning. Apparently, to summon Lucifer, you need to behead a black chicken, and I was like, I don't want to behead a chicken, so we're just gonna go with the one, just some random piss poor demon, not Lucifer himself.
I'm double checking, by the way,
That's what we're going with
to see if there's any I missed.
You can get Lucifer himself, and all it takes is a chicken.
Well, you need a bunch of other stuff too, but it includes beheading a chicken, and I don't want to do that. So
I'll be honest with you, that's a little sacrifice. It's just a chicken. You need that thing afterwards.
There's more stuff too. Like you have to find like some, I don't know, some really obscure stones, and you have to say some weird spell. I don't fucking know, but we decided not to do that one.
So you got to find some stones and do an incantation and kill a chicken.
There's a whole fucking spell book, man. There's a bunch of shit you need.
Because like, if I have to walk up a hill, then yeah, I'm not going to summon Satan. But like these other things, they're okay. I don't want to do any physical work.
That is your prerogative.
You know, Billy is actually doing physical work constantly because his knees are always like opening and closing.
I have
constantly.
a gyro station of thigh. It's just perpetual motion. The flab on my inner thigh pushes off the other one and causes it to move back and forth forever and ever. For some reason, I feel like we need a thigh cam for me so chat can see what you see every day.
Damn.
Thigh cam. You guys take your Seroquel.
Liar! Liar!
You know, earlier Billy asked what's been going on with our days, and I actually got onto the front page of r/old people Facebook.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was.
What'd you say?
That wasn't really an accomplishment. It was my first time posting there, so it was just funny. There was this. So one of my Facebook friends posted.
Damn it!
The Jesuits are
had,
jamming
like,
our
a couple
signal.
hours to live, but
we only heard like the couple hours to live part.
Yeah.
All right, sorry. Hopefully you guys will. Do you guys hear me better?
I can hear you right now. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So one of my Facebook friends posted that their nephew only had a couple hours to live, and then some really old woman, instead of posting the crying emoji, she posted the laughing emoji.
Shit happens, you know. What can you do?
It sucks.
They all look alike.
Are we still talking about emojis here?
Liar!
So,
hello everyone, and welcome to another edition of Preaching to the Choir Ministries.
Anything else going down that we should know about?
I don't know. Nothing that I can think of because I lead a boring, secluded life.
I'm at the top of our old people Facebook all the time. I don't see what the big deal is. Every time I post, it makes it there. No. Do you ever get a hair in your mouth and you're wondering if it's like a pube or if it's like whoever was cooking your food?
No, I try not to even think about it.
Yeah, I don't know. It happens. I'm like, I hope that was from like the waiter and not just someone's pube.
Someone's pube.
Yeah.
Well, usually if it's not curly and it's really long, it's not pube.
Surprisingly enough, my pubes are they look like Donald Trump's wig, like the little comb over, not the wig. They look like his comb over. It just looks like a waterfall of gold. It's very.
Please stop telling me this. You should tweet out the Joe photo you showed me earlier.
Should I? Who wants to see a naked picture of Joe?
They allow nudity on Twitter, so whatever.
Yeah, at Billy the Fridge on Twitter.
Yeah.
I'll be posting a naked picture of Joe, and we'll be going into our post show.
I wonder how many people will stop following you because you do that.
Oh, fuck, you're right. Maybe I won't do that.
Oh no, it's good enough to show to me. It's good enough to show all the people.
I got other naked pictures I could post of not Joe. I didn't even show you the one with his dick in it.
I don't want to see that one. Thank you.
He did a bunch of manginas. Like I didn't.
So
take
like
these...
Buffalo Bill or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna wrap up the show. Thanks for being on, guys. And
thank you.
And the rest of you, we'll see you tomorrow. We will have Monty and Hannibal on. Good night.
Good night.
In the beginning, there was nothing. And then there was the Drunken Peasants Podcast.
Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. From the strangest corners of the internet, gonna get TP'd by Billy and Ben. You know where you can find them at. Get ready, cause they're gonna kick your... Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants. Drunken Peasants.